Oh, hello, hello. Good evening. June 27th, 2025, 19 minutes past 10. And it's the best day of the week, for sure. Um, it is indeed always nice being here, and it's always nice spending time with the wonderful people here on YouTube. And therefore, happy Friday, everyone. Very nice to have you guys here, and hoping that you guys are going to enjoy the time a little bit and that you're going to have a little bit fun, that you're going to have a little bit of, let's say, relaxation from the weekend or from the week, so to speak. It is always one thing to have a weekday, but it's better to have a weekend day, so to speak. And therefore, very happy that you guys are here and that you, in case you're coming, and therefore also enjoying the opportunity, obviously, to interact with you on a relaxed Friday evening and having a good time, hopefully seeing what this evening will bring, and having a good time, hopefully, and having the then opportunity to also, relax a little bit from the week. And having said that, looking forward to indeed interact with you guys and hoping that you had a good week so far. And let's just enjoy some moments of good times without having the burden of having to do something tonight indeed. So therefore, thanks for coming and hello. It is great. It is great. It is great. Having a Friday evening is always better than a Monday, to be honest. And yeah, as I said, let's do some funny things. Let's do some funny talk. There's no topic tonight at all, and there's no things that I have planned as topics in general. And maybe I would strive something that happened to me today, but we will see. And in the end of the day, um, and there is some interesting things when you look at certain topics that are strolling around. Then you see that things change and things are not necessarily always changing to the good, but then on the other hand, you can start reading people, which is very interesting. And maybe I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that tonight and go a little bit into that kind of stuff because I think it is important also to talk about that. But most of all, we are here to have fun. We're here to have a good time. We're here to enjoy a Friday evening, hopefully in peace and harmony and good times. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about, either write in the chat or we can actually also, I can also invite you to join the panel so that the people are, that people also see you. And I haven't talked to you guys, to many of you guys in real time since I'm back on YouTube in February. So, and I met a lot of new people. So whoever wants to come up here spontaneously, feel free to do so. Very happy to have you guys here. Hello, Violet. Good evening. Hi, Biko Real. Good evening. Happy Friday, guys. And by the way, this is me. Yeah, this is me. This is not a loop. I have to change my Nightbot, by the way. Otherwise, Nightbot tells you I'm asleep. And we don't want that. So, yeah, so thank you very much for coming. And always happy when I see guys here coming back also to see my stream, even though tonight it was not announced. It was just like a spontaneous thing, but very good to see you guys. How was your week? how is everyone doing? How is your week and how is your Friday going on? And it is always nice. My week was very busy, thank God. And on the other hand, also it was it's always nice to have a Friday evening. This YouTube thing I do not consider work. I'm just wanting to clear that very loudly. I'm not considering this work, but in the end of the day, so yeah, I was just having an interesting discussion with someone on YouTube behavior recently, in regards of people coming back and forth, and that was very interesting. The thoughts that were shared from the other person that I was talking to were very interesting and very matching with the thoughts that I had, and about this. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. So, but most of all, Violet, Vico, how was your week? How are you guys doing? How is everything at home? How is everything at work? Just keep some interaction here in the chat as well, because then I know what I can answer on. And again, it's just Friday, so we have a weekend to start, and let's just have a good time. Oh, I'm deeply sorry for your loss, Violet. I'm deeply sorry for your loss, and I'm very happy to at least be able to give you some condolences from here. And I hope that you and your family go through this as a united family through this hard times. I know it is not easy losing someone. Hi, Fred. Good evening. Happy Friday. And Violet, my deepest condolences. And Mr. Goga is in the house. Of course, military salute for Mr. President, obviously. And Mr. President, I'm working on your on your on your I'm working on your airplane song. I'm working on your airplane track. Maybe I will get it done this weekend, but I'm not sure yet. I'm a bit stuck on certain things, especially when it comes to the noise of the airplane itself. So yeah, I'm working on it, and just that you know. And Violet, if you need someone to talk, or if you want to have a conversation, let me know. I'm actually what a lot of people don't know. Um, I do actually work in a voluntarily in a hospice for like I think it's like 15 years now, and so I know the topic itself. And if you need some ear to listen to, or some virtual shoulder to lean on, or someone to talk to, or just use some swear words because of the situation, just let me know. Instagram, email is all available on my channel. Feel free to do so. And maybe I would actually do a special one day on the hospice work that I do, and just that you guys also know a bit more. And yeah, so at the end of the day, I had a very interesting conversation. A second. So I had a very interesting conversation just today with someone from the community. I'm not mentioning any names, and it was relatively deep going. And the context, or the topic of this conversation, was actually the behavior of YouTube, or YouTubers be towards each other when it comes to support, when it comes to supporting each other, when it comes to support other channels, and so on and so on. And it seems to me a little bit that there is a little bit like a, I wouldn't say two-class system, but it seems like there is quite a very strong amount of people who divert who they spend their time with, when depending on the time that they spend on their channel, and super chatting them and stuff like that. I've just recently discovered that, and it was very interesting to hear that that particular person who I spoke to about this actually witnessed the same. and that is very interesting. So I have recently announced that I will not do super chats anymore because I had too many requests. I had 38 people reaching out to me the last 2 weeks asking me for money. And I was like, guys, this cannot be true. However, that particular person who I had this conversation with today mentioned to me. So that person said to me, hey, Ragos, I've realized that people, when you do your Friday set, music set, or when you do your Saturday music set, they're not coming that much anymore because most likely you haven't visited their channel with big super chats anymore, like you maybe used to do like 2 months ago. And I was like, actually, you know what? That's true. It's interesting to hear that from a so-called third party. Um, I didn't even realize that until that person told me. So I've recently announced, I believe, when was it? Yesterday? Yesterday on my live, I've announced that I'm not going to do any super chats anymore whatsoever because the feedback that I get from most of those who I have given super chats to is very often not even a thank you. And then other people come out of the bushes and ask, hey, Ragos, can you send me some money? Hey, Ragos, I need food. Ragos, I need this, I need that. And it's always Ragos, Ragos. And when I then say no, I never hear from the people again. And surprisingly, also those people don't come to my channel anymore. So um, it is interesting to see that. And that particular person who I had this conversation with actually put my nose onto that and said, hey, you know, interestingly, bro, check your channel and check who's still coming and who not. And that's very interesting to see. So, yeah, I think I'll still do something here and there for other people, obviously, because I think there are some people who need some things, but I will definitely not do that in public anymore, as a matter of fact. And I will also make sure those people who get something will not talk about that in public, including my name included, because I think that is not worth it. So that is just a very clear statement to that from my point of view. And I just thought that it should be mentioned because if it is a bit weird and it is a bit sad that some third party, in regards of my channel, has to tell me, hey, Ragos, um, what happened? You know, what happened to your Friday sessions? Why are there only just a few people, but they're going to other channels where the money is, and where there's super chats and where there's some money floating and stuff like that. It is very interesting to see that. And you know, being honest, okay, of course it is not that nice to see viewing figures going down, obviously, on my live shows, which have been very much frequented Fridays and Saturdays in particular when I did my DJ sessions. So that's also a reason why I decided not to do a DJ session tonight. But having a chat here is a bit more convenient for me as well, and also for you guys because I can actually react on the chat. But then I thought, you know, actually that person is right, and I will do DJ sessions again. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a premiere or I'll do a live set relatively spontaneously. I haven't planned anything yet, but it is interesting. And that particular person who I spoke to about this topic just not long ago today, um, that is actually one of those persons who just comes even staying in the bushes, but I know that person is there. We have other channels where we talk on a real time, but that particular person always is there, supports the channel, says hello, tries to help me, say, you know, being here. And even if I don't visit her channel that much, hi Mary, good evening, happy Friday, my dear. And even if I don't visit that person too much because I simply don't have the time to visit channels too much these days because I also have a full-time job, remember, that person is always there, not asking anything or just helping me. Just not only because of the help, but as a friend, period. And in the end of the day, I believe that that particular person, again, she had to put my nose into the dirt, as we say in Germany, saying that, hey, Ragos, what happened to your stream? You know, what happened to your Friday sessions? There are not many people coming anymore because most likely because you don't throw the super chats anymore. and it was no, Goga. Miri never sleeps. When father is speaking, she gets nightmares, and then she wakes up. So yeah, so that was my statement to that topic. And again, so for those who watch this later, or for those who watching this now from the bushes, I will not do any super chat anymore. And um, yeah, well, you don't, Fred, you don't, but other people choose um, who they visit, and if, for instance, let's play this game just that you understand. So if you visit me, and I'm very appreciating it, you there is no super chat because I'm not monetized yet. I'm working on it hard, but there have been a lot more people in the past. Some of them I have super chatted, yes. Some of them they got other um, things via another way. Let's say it that way. And interestingly, those people who got things via another way that was not in public, they always turn up, but they also turned up before, and they did not change their behavior afterwards. But those who I have then, for instance, asked, "Hey, look, do me a favor." Yeah, you see, the notification is better than the bell in Vatican. So yeah, so whoever I declined, or whoever I did not send a super chat to in particular, or whoever asked me for cash or for anything, and I said, and I politely had to say no. Surprisingly, they have then decided to not come anymore, even though they partied a lot on my channel in the past, when I played the gospel stuff and everything. But yeah, it seems that they have now chosen someone else to visit who does many super chats, or who does many super chats in return when they visit their channel. So yeah, it is how it is. So, by the way, so father's notification woke me up. Let me think. Miri, listen up. I tell you something. I have a job for you, for like, not now, but in the future. If I ever get elected Pope, you will be my personal church bell ringer. Then you will always be awake. You will never sleep anymore. You will be my personal church bell ringer, and I'll let you do that so that you can. uh, what? Okay. Lord, Lord, have mercy over myself. Mary, I have pictures in my head now I don't want to see. Ah, why have I ever declared myself unholy? This is the payback that Mary gives me now for me being unholy, telling me about Fred's bells. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. I don't know. Yeah, I have to give him a jacket now. Otherwise, I see hairy things hanging down the road. Jesus Christ. Miri. Hello. Oh. Look who is there. Look who is there. Ikigala Travelers is in the house. Moshi Moshi, my darling. Very good to see you. Happy Friday. No, actually, happy Saturday to you. It's already Saturday. I know. You're a couple hours ahead. So, hello to Japan. It is very nice to have you in my house, and very nice to that you have decided to come to this place. I don't take that for granted. As Goga always says, you could have gone to any other channel, but you have decided to go to mine, and I really appreciate that. Nice to see you again, my dear. And by the way, are you online with your smartphone right now, or are you online with any other amenity? Because if you want, or if anyone else wants, does anyone wants to join the panel to have a chat? I mean, like voice to voice, or how is that up? How are you guys up to that? Because I have StreamYard on, and then I've actually the paid version. So if anyone wants, I can put the link up there, and you guys can actually join this conversation in real time. I mean, conversation in regards of having a chat. Oh, you see, Miri did not. Miri woke up because I'm streaming. You woke up because I'm streaming. I'm so feeling appreciated. You have no idea. Ah, this is cool. When the followers are waking up, when the father is online. I should have worn my gown. Maybe some other people would have woken up as well. But yeah, so Iki, your voice already around? Like, is your voice already there, or do you still need 500 liters of coffee first? Just let me know. And if you're happy to join, I'll tell you how it goes. Or Mary, if you want to join, or oh, Mr. President is too busy to taking receipts anyway, so I'm not even bothered to ask because I would have to be too, bowing too much and showing respect and doing all the prayers for our president. So not going to do that. But if anyone else wants to join, Fred maybe or whoever, let me know. Feel free. Let's have some fun and let's enjoy the weekend, or here in Germany, at least the start of the weekend. So, um, and by the way, Goga, you wanted me to continue the story about you. So, guys, for those who have not been here yesterday, I have revealed the brutal truth. I give you 6 minutes even. I just started, darling. Don't worry about that. So, let me tell you guys the brutal truth about our very president. What you guys don't know, or what you didn't know, and a lot of you guys have not been here yesterday. So, Goga, you all know him as a modest guy on the Sunday service. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Look at that. Whoop, whoop. Kanini kanina kanini. Kanini, kanini. I'm always getting lost with the names. So, guys, the brutal truth about Goga. Listen carefully, take receipts, take notes, because now you can collect receipts like there's no tomorrow. This Goga, our very president, he's always doing the modest guy, right? He's like sitting there in his environment for the Sunday service. He is sitting there in his environment giving us very good advice, I have to admit, on Wednesdays. But that thing where he is broadcasting from is not where he lives. So I don't know. You guys in Kenya should actually know where the Golden Palace is. It is somewhere near Nairobi, and where the sun is shining also in the dark because the gold is reflecting the sun from all day before. So take receipts, guys. Take receipts. This is receipts for Goga. So you guys take receipts. This is your chance. But listen carefully. This is the truth. Goga is living in a palace. Not any palace. He's living in a palace of pure gold. Even the toilet is golden. And when he takes a golden shower, no, sorry, when when he takes a shower in the golden bathroom, golden shower is something different. Sorry for that. So if he takes a shower in the mornings in his golden bathroom, there's always steam because of the hot water, as you know. He has personal people just for the bathroom who come in there immediately after the shower when he dries himself to wipe the walls, the golden walls. Not because they could get rusty. No, 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 no. Because Goga needs to use them as a mirror, to comb his non existing hair and to put his 1 millimeter beard in perfect order. So that is the golden bathroom of the golden castle. So he doesn't even have a mirror because he just uses any wall that is there. And that is why in the bathroom, people have to wipe the walls right away after the shower. So I am absolutely sure. The thing is, it wasn't the breaking news. Not, of course, not the official ones, because then all Kenya would stay queuing up to beg Goga for money. No, it was in the darknet. The darknet is spreading the word. The darknet is spreading the word about Goga, and the darknet is spreading the word about Goga's Golden Palace, and where the key is actually to break in and get some golden showers, to get some golden amenities that he got there that is not sealed to any wall or something like that. So, guys, whoever lives in Kenya, if you ever find the castle of Goga where he secretly lives, his VIP life with his 500 staff and stuff like that, bring me something too, right? If you take something away from Goga, bring me something too. I want a souvenir. So make very sure. So Goga is not the modest president. He's talking about his presidential airline all the time. Well, What a lot of you guys don't know, that presidential airline is even of platinum. It's not gold, it's even of platinum. And it still goes up and down. So regularly with a big machine and everything, as you know. So that is the very brutal truth about Goga, about our very president. Now you know. He is awkwardly rich. He has got 500 staff cleaning up his house every day. And there's 5 staff only for the bathroom. They work in shifts, 24 hours a day. So if he takes a shower in the night, someone is also there to wipe the wall so that he can actually get that done. You're logging in where, Iki? I haven't even shared the link yet. You don't have to log in anyway. You just calm down. Calm down, darling. Calm down. Ah, yeah, it's a palace. So Miri, if you ever find the palace, then you most likely are wife number one in Goga's life. Most likely, you will be the first one who will ever find it. So may your pot bren run in abundance, or whatever it was. I would never get it. Brim in abundance. And again, send me some for the spiritual advice I just gave you in this room right now. So, this is fun. This is fun. But I also have, before I share my link for StreamYard, I also have to tell you guys something about Miri. Now, this is going to be interesting. Everyone knows Miri as the very modest and very humble, hardworking woman, which she actually is. So, cutting the vegetables, preparing the food for the school kids and all that stuff. What you guys don't know, that is just a disguise. Now, for all of you who have seen Miri cutting the vegetables and preparing the food for the kids, actually, have you guys ever seen the film Tomb Raider? Miri is the Tomb Raider film is the story of Miri. Why? Because Miri is so fast with her knives that in the past, before she had to go into disguise, she was actually a secret agent in some whatever country, most likely some country with dictatorships, where knives say more than 1,000 words. So she did a lot of cleanup there for some Secret Service thing. And then they told her, like, honey, you have to go. You did it too many times. Too many people are now, down there under the tombstone. So now you have to go. You have to work somewhere in disguise. We'll send you the money somewhere on some cryptocurrency or something, so that you'll not be taken alone. But you'll be taken care of. But you have to go to Kenya. There's a school. They need someone with your knife skills to cut vegetables. That is how she actually got where she is now. That is how she got there. I read that somewhere in the darknet as well. So that is the truth of Miri. So guys, if you ever come near Miri and she has a knife in her hand, you better keep the distance. Yeah, you will. No, Miri, that's wrong. You will be my bell ringer if I ever get elected Pope. But since that is not the case yet, so you have to wait. So until then, keep the knives going. Keep the knives going and leave people alive. You are in a new role now, just saying. And here's another story, and then I'm going to share my screen. Sorry, share my StreamYard link. So here's the deal about our Mora Kanini, aka Kanini, aka whatever disguise name she has. So here's the deal. What a lot of people don't know about her. She always claims that she does this workout videos, which she actually does on YouTube, and she always claims that she does this things, sports and helping people to lose weight and all that stuff. That is the story on YouTube. Hello, Hilda. Good evening. Happy Friday. So that's a story on YouTube about Kanini. But the truth is, Arnold Schwarzenegger only got his figure because of her ass kicks that she gave him in the past. Chidi, my darling, good evening. Hello and happy, very happy Friday. So Kanini Kanene, she didn't even need knives to fight those people. She just, she looked at them and a little head up, a little head to head, and then they were gone. And also because she couldn't do that too much longer because the police was after her, she went to some place in Kenya, started the Kisi diocese for the father, and then decided to do the workout thing so that the future nuns will actually the future nuns will all be fit for the for the for the for the confession room, obviously. So I really appreciate, Kanini, that you stopped your first profession and do what you do now. No, obviously I'm joking, guys. Come on, you know that. And what I really have to say is that Helen, good evening. Hello, happy Friday. Are you the Helen who I think you are, or is it someone else? No, but I'm joking around, and it is always nice having friends here who. Okay, it's Helen Akoya. Helen Akoya. Okay, Helen Akoya is in the building. Hello, Helen. Now I gotcha. Yeah, it is always fun to have you guys here, and um, so so it's always funny to have you guys around, and especially when I see old friends after a while, like Helena Koya. Jesus Christ, I really have to get used to this screaming again. But I have the balcony door open, as you see in the back, so neighbors might complain afterwards, and you know, yeah. So what I gotta do? It is Friday, guys, and opala. Don't. I got like juice, a coffee, cold water. I got some pistachios, and I got some biscuits here. So I'm happy for a long night. Mashia, good evening. Mashiano, hello, welcome, and happy Friday evening. Very nice that you are coming, and thank you very much. I'm really appreciating that. So what I'm going to do right now, because it is Friday, and for those who are up to have a chat, and I mean chat like in real time, what you guys can do if you wanna. Chionzi, good evening. Happy Friday to you as well. So StreamYard link. Whoops. There you go. And also, so I pinned it on top of the chat. So in case you guys want to join, feel free to do so. I will see you popping up on my StreamYard in case anyone is here. And then let me put on my headphones really quick, just in case, because I don't want to shout around too much. I want to put the speakers on, so whoever is happy to join, feel free to do so. And let's have some fun. Let's have some chat. And I didn't have any topic tonight, so maybe you got one, and that was no, Kanini wasn't. So Bushing, okay. So whoever wants to join, feel free. Link is up there. Bosede is in the building. Hello, my darling. Happy Friday, my dear. How was your school week? Or are you already on vacation again? This is always the $1 million question of Bosede. Bosede is like his teacher, as we all know, and that is a very important and valuable job. And I really am appreciating that you give the education to the next generation. But the question is, when do you not have any vacation? Because it is always like, oh Lord, it is like Bosede. Oh yeah, I have a week off, and I will be on YouTube the entire time. I will tell you. Next time I ask her, hey, and she says like, no, I'm on vacation again because we have school vacation, and I got to tell you all week that I'm on vacation. I was like, come on, Bosede, come on, don't make us too jealous. But she got this very good skill to make people jealous constantly. Like, yeah, we have 6 weeks vacation now, and then we do 2 weeks, and then we have another 8-week vacation, and then we do 2 weeks, and then we have another whatever. And I'm like, Why? You know, why? I mean, ah, leave me alone, oh. Leave me alone, oh. And that is the life of Bozede. Bozede claims to be a teacher, but actually, she is a professional vacation maker. She's a vacationist, so to speak. And no, I'm just kidding around. She's a hardworking woman. Taking care of kids is, I think, one of the most valuable things that you can probably do. And also, Mary does that. So, Mary is also working in the school and preparing very healthy food for those kids who are going there. And I think that is also extremely important. So, we have, I mean, every job that we have that we do these days is important, I believe. But on the other hand, it is also good to know that people are taking care of the kids of the next generation. That is highly appreciating it. And Bozede, I think we first of all, I still owe you a quick notice. I will do that right after this live. Um, but also, what I would really like to do, Bozede, is that you and I go on the panel sometime soon and have a conversation about your daily work as a teacher, so that we can actually really go deeper into that and that people actually know that it is not just standing in front of a class and doing whatever, but doing giving real people, the future adults, some very good time and help to be good on the way. And I would be happy to do so. So let me see. We have someone coming there. I don't see a camera yet, but Ikigai travelers made it up to this to the backstage area, so to speak. So, guys, no worries. We are not going to speak Japanese, but we are going to speak English. And I hope her camera is working because I don't see it yet. So, let me see if I can get that sorted out somehow. And therefore, without any further ado, hello, Ikigai travelers. Good evening.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you wonderful, but I cannot see you.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to see me because I am on my desktop. Hopefully, that's not too big of a problem. I promise
No,
I exist.
I will consider to put you in my prayers for forgiveness. But good to at least hear you. So guys, meet Ikigai Travelers. I've mentioned her on my board already a couple of weeks ago on my channel board, and she's from the US and she's living in Japan. And why don't you just why do I do all this work? Why don't you introduce yourself with a few words?
Oh no, I have to clock in now. I didn't know I was going to have to do an intro.
Not like a 5 hour. You don't have to do a monumental film out of that, especially as you're not on camera. So just like who you are, where you live, and what you do. Like, and the rest I do. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, I'll try not to be nervous. So like Father Raga said, I live in Japan. I'm from the United States. I've lived in Japan for over 2.5 years now, and most of my content here is YouTube content exploring around Japan. I've been to, I want to say, at least a fourth of the prefectures in Japan. So I have content that's all around Japan, from Hokkaido to Okinawa, which is something I'm really passionate about. Um, One of the reasons that YouTube gives me so much joy is I want to show other people that like traveling can be accessible, because I didn't grow up in a situation where my family could afford to go to another country. So it wasn't
Hmm.
until I was an adult that I finally got to go to another country for the first time, and I loved it. And so I want to share that with other people. And sometimes people will post on my channel and be like, oh, wow, you posted that. I'm so jealous. And that, I think, is a wrong approach. Like, I want people to feel like if they cannot afford the ticket right now, they're there with me. And if they're saving it for the ticket, or they're waiting for that opportunity, this could be something they're going to add on their trip list of where they want to go. So that's basically what I do on YouTube, and that's how I met Father Ragas. Was through my channel. He popped into a live, so it feels full circle to be here on his live. So thank you for having me.
Obviously, yeah, but we didn't have a chance yet to talk in real time. I mean, obviously, you heard my voice when you came in the past to my channel. I heard your
Yes.
voice when you did your lives, but it is really great to speak in real time. So, interestingly, so this is such like a red line on YouTube for me. Whenever I meet someone the first time, especially the female channel hosts, either they're cooking or they're washing dishes. And it was in most of the cases it was always like that so far, and it's so funny. But on a serious note, I've been through your channel I've been through your channel quite sometimes, and I've visited a lot of your videos actually. What really touched me, and guys, I will pin Ikigai later on up there, so please be so nice and visit her channel because it is really worth it. If you Because what really touched me the most is, first of all, you don't do the tourist things only because I think that everyone knows already from YouTube anyway. But you go to the towns outside the big towns and you take videos. You explain things there, and this wonderful. You have a very good eye for colors, and you have a very good eye for putting environments together, not in a not too hectic way. And I think that is not very common these days, to be honest. And I really like that. So the content that you put out there is really really great. And as far as I see it, it is exactly matching what you said. People who may not be able to travel to Japan due to whatsoever reason, but would like to, that's a good entry point that they can at least see what's going on there at what time of the year.
Yes. Honestly, I'm kind of gobsmacked because I'm just so surprised by the summary for my channel. Like it really started with feeling down after moving, because when you move to another country, like it's a big cultural change. People are not going to behave the same way. And like when we first moved to Japan, we lived about an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours south of Hiroshima.
Mhm.
And so when we first moved, there were a couple of times where I, sit back and cry, like, what have I done? Because there'd just be an interaction, and I'm like, how did that go wrong? Like my intention was good. And so then I started just little by little sharing the things that I loved about being in Japan. And then I noticed that some people were responding to that positively or asking questions. And then I thought, maybe I can put my focus on these things that I want to share and the things that I love. And then gradually it just, I don't know, it's expanded so much. And so then for someone else to see what I've tried to create so clearly is very meaningful. And I know you're a content creator too. So when someone else gets your content and you feel that they've really understood it, and they get where you're coming from, they get your humor, they get your music, they get what you're sharing of Germany, and they get the full concept, and they appreciate it. It definitely warms your heart.
Hmm. Well, obviously, but I mean, I'm doing a total different thing. I was once told, "Ah, yeah, you just put records together." I said, "Yeah, you know what? You know what? You know what? Why don't you just come here, stand at my decks, and try it yourself? Do a good transition, and then we can talk." Usually, then it's silence. But I'm planning to do a couple of things on my channel to, get some more environmental stuff from Munich as well, because Munich itself is a wonderful place also to take, not only to take videos, but also definitely to live. I'm living here 22 years now,
Mm.
and the other hand, but if I see, and I know how it is to live abroad. Trust me, I have had that experience sometimes in my life as well. But not going to Japan. I used to live in Africa as a kid. I think I
Hmm.
told you that already. And I used to live in the
Yes.
UK when I was a grown up, and a little bit Barcelona and stuff. But of course, that you cannot combine um, flying away. At least you're not alone, but flying away, like it feels like 500 million miles to the other part of the planet
Yep.
called Japan, and then living there and building up a new life. Obviously, having the new food habits and, as you said, cultural things. I mean, it is a culture. It must have been a cultural clash for you actually to land in Japan and know how those people are behaving to each other and stuff like that, comparing to the Western world.
um I would say at times it felt like that in the beginning, because the culture here, maybe what's considered polite, the polite way of dealing with something, may not be the way that like someone who grew up in the US like I did would deal with it. For example, unless you wear your shoes in the house or something, probably most of the time, my experience has been people will not, you know, hey, you're not supposed to do that, you know? But then it could also be frustrating or uncomfortable for people because you are doing something that you're not supposed to do. So I felt like there were a couple situations like that in the beginning where it's like, I know I'm doing something wrong because I'm getting like the kind of aghast, shocked, horrified expression, but because it might be considered a little bit rude to go and just confront me and be like, hey, you know, by the way, you're not supposed to be doing that. That could be a little bit rude. Whereas I feel like in the US, people are a little bit more open with that. Maybe too open sometimes. You know, there's a balance in both ways, you know. But I think my expectation or my thinking coming from a Western country, coming from the US, was, oh, if I do something wrong, that of course someone would tell me, like, hey, you're not allowed to do this. But I think you have to try to learn to read the room a little bit more here.
Absolutely, that's what I heard. I mean, I have Japanese workmates, work colleagues here in Germany as well, and also had in the past, and we always discuss about this a little bit. Obviously, I'm interested in different cultures and also want to understand what's going on in that region of the world. However, if I then see they tell me everything what you do. Yes, you can complain, but in a super careful way. People shall not lose their face. I think that is the most common thing over there in Japan, what I hear.
Yes. I think it, in general, maybe the thinking is, one, be kind, and then two, don't unnecessarily like embarrass or inconvenience somebody. So like it took me maybe a little while here to realize that, like, if someone says like, oh, that's really difficult, they mean no. Like, hey, can I have extra ketchup? Oh, I'm sorry, that's gonna be really difficult right now. The answer is no. The answer is no more ketchup.
Yeah, just bear with me 1 second. I got a raid, and that is not happening too often to me, and I'm really appreciating that. Nate Chovy gave me a raid, and hello, Nate Chovy, hello, raiders, and good evening, everyone who just joined. That is really appreciating it. By the way, and I thank you so much for choosing me. You could have chosen anyone else, but you have chosen me, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Nate Chovy. And oh, look at that. Maria is in the house and also gave me a raid. This is super sweet of you guys. So thank you so much. I see some invisible person is there as well. Hey, Chacha, how's you doing? Maria, thank you so much for the raid. And that is really appreciated so much. And feel hugged, guys. Feel hugged. It is really not. It is really not common sense that I get that, and really appreciating it. Thank you so much for the raid. And by the way, Iki, do you know what a raid is?
I think so. Isn't it where people in your community are supporting you and they invite others to join your stream?
No, that is not the raid. The raid is, so for instance, and you can actually get that done by yourself as well, and I strongly recommend you to do that. You have to make yourself raidable. I will send you a video on Insta, because our very president, Mr. Goga, did a very nice video on this. So what happens is, for instance, if I end the stream, which is not happening anytime soon, but if I end my stream, for instance, I first go into my studio and check who is actually online and live, right? And then, for instance, if I would see that you are live and you are raidable, I can send the entire chat that is here directly to you on your live stream. So that is actually what a raid is, and it's called RAID. Maybe you want to Google it on how to raid from YouTube. So that is a very easy thing to do, and most likely the first thing that you see on Google is Goga's videos on that, because he's doing really good videos. Goga, I would like to tell you, also is our so-called Mr. President. He lives in the Golden Palace somewhere in Nairobi. I think you just heard the story. He has 500 staff there. He is awkwardly rich, and to be a bit more down to earth with his feet, that he doesn't fly away too much. With his presidential airline thing. He actually gives extremely good lessons on YouTube, and I would recommend you to follow Yoga with Goga. That's his channel name. Every
Okay.
Wednesday, most likely when you're snoring, he gives classes on YouTube, and Sundays he does a great Sunday service. And I could assume that Mr. Goga will one day invite you to a Sunday service as well. I had the pleasure to be there a couple of weeks ago to be his special guest, and it was fun. I can tell you it was fun. I had my priest gone on, obviously, and Goga created a great entrance for me with organ music and all that stuff, and it was really fun. So we are already training for the next Pope election. So, that I maybe have a better chance to get into Vatican then. So, yeah, this is our community. So everyone that you actually see in this chat right now that are popping up, they're all really like supporters, not only of my channel, we always support each other, right? And if you want to be
Yes.
part of this community, feel free to join. It's for free.
Actually, I can experience that too from being like part of the community, but also joining the stream now. I have noticed that this community is very supportive. There's a couple people from this channel that hopped over to my channel, and whose channels I also hop over to, and we'll talk content or about their topics and stuff like that. And it's been really fun. Goga is definitely somebody I am going to have to check out. President Goga is probably someone who could teach me a thing or two, because I'm constantly learning on YouTube. I also want to thank you, Ragus. Yes, you. You, because one, you're such a supportive person, and not just to me, but I feel like to everybody that's part of your community. I feel like you constantly have something positive to say for everyone, even if they're not content creators and they join and they just want to be part of your community. I feel like you're very like welcoming to everybody, because I joined one of your live streams when you were doing music, and that was my first time joining a stream where someone was actually like streaming themselves DJing. I'd never been part of something like that before, and I can tell you it felt like a party over here. I was like, what? This is so cool. And also, you've taught me a lot about YouTube content creation as well, because I got StreamYard as well. Yes, you. I got StreamYard too, and I've noticed that it's been making a positive effect on my channel already. So if you're in the bushes and you're lurking and you're trying to decide if this is a good environment for you to be, do you want to hang out here or not? It's fun. I can tell you it's fun. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. What are you waiting for?
It is. It is supposed to be fun, actually, because I think a lot of people underestimate the fact that YouTube will never be the number one income place. So obviously we all want to get monetized sooner or later, but I think for a lot of people it is still be the fun place should be the first place. And in the end of the day, if I consider the fact that the people who are, everyone who is in here, I mean everyone who is in here, including you, I kind of know personally, and I didn't speak to everyone personally yet, obviously, because there's not always a chance to do this. How do I say, this live stream thing with StreamYard and everything, but having the opportunity to hear, this is a very spontaneous thing. Hi, Linda. Good evening. We never made this up, right? I mean, this was not planned for tonight. This is just a spontaneous thing. As I said, open microphone. But this is so cool. Having following you for a while already, met you while you were in your private environment and doing your thing there, and now having the chance to talk to you. Actually, that is really cool.
Likewise.
And having you knowing that you are like 500 million kilometers away on another planet, so to speak. And yeah, so and both of them who is speaking is Ikigai Travelers and myself. In case you hear other voices, that's not me. Just making sure. And I know therapists for that, so just making sure.
I was waiting for the joke.
Yeah. So I would like to say hello to everyone who I didn't greet yet, real quick. That's Eunice Talata is in the house. Linda is in the house. Bozede hears voices. So whoever says hello to you, Bozede, say hello from me too. Miri is in the building. Good evening, my darling. And Did I miss anyone else? Maria gave me the raid. Thank you for that. Nate Chovy is in the house. Mr. President, I have to greet 500 times a day. Otherwise, he doesn't feel appreciated enough, as a matter of fact. And I rather do that rather than washing his feet or something when he is in his shower there with the steamy windows, with the steamy walls. And so spontaneous guess and Charity She, aka Chacha, is in the house as well. The invisible one, as we call her, or as I call her. For those who are coming just now and wondering what's going on here, so we have Ikigai Travelers in the building, and not only in the building but also here on the microphone. And she is in Japan. She is from the US, and we are having. So she decided to spontaneously come up here and have a little chat, about life and stuff like that. So let me ask you something. You're in Japan now for a while. Now, as you have been settled in, and as you have gotten used to the life over there, what I would like to understand is, where would you like to stay longer? Like, could you actually consider to stay there forever and just doing vacations in the state, or are you kind of also appreciate the fact that the time in Japan might be limited to a certain point?
I feel like that is the $1 million question, and
that's why I'm asking it. So save me the money.
When I win hit the winning lotto, I'll keep you in mind. It's been a kind of a ongoing question since we got here. I think at first my thinking was a lot more transient. Like, this is just a temporary thing. Like, we might not even like it. And then in the beginning, like we talked about a little bit earlier, it was a cultural shift. So that was a little bit intimidating. And then gradually, as we've been here longer, I've, started to put roots down more and more. Like, at this point, I cannot speak Japanese fluently, but I can hold a maybe 3 to 4 year old child level conversation.
Which is quite good, actually, for a non-Japanese person.
It's made things a lot smoother, and it's softened some complicated social situations, even if it's not for the sake of fluency, but for the sake of trying. I feel like I get a warmer response from people because they can see that I do care about Japanese culture. I love Japan. I love Japanese people. And so that love that I have is it does make me want to stay longer, but our situation is a little bit complicated because of the way that we're able to stay here. We're basically able to stay here diplomatically. So in order to stay here longer, we would have to make some sort of a big shift. And that could be something I would try for, but it's kind of not guaranteed. So it's something that's, to answer your question, because I feel like I've given like a word salad non-answer. The answer to the question is, I don't know if we could stay here long term, but I would like to, if that's possible.
Well, behave good, don't argue with anyone, and then you might have a chance to stay a year longer. But because the reason why I'm asking this is because, when I was a kid, I used to live in Africa, and I know how hard, and I was very detailed on that Goga's channel a couple of weeks ago when he did the Sunday service and was kind enough to invite me. I remember when we had to leave after 3 years. Obviously I was a kid, and kids adapt way faster than grown-ups. But when I remember when we had to leave after 3 years, it was brutal for me because I really wanted to stay there. But I could imagine that not everywhere in Asia, but I believe especially in Japan, where there were kind of unwritten but strict rules in regards of how people should behave towards each other and everything.
Yes.
That should be not forgotten. But let me just do one thing, because I really I don't want to be impolite at all, but I would like to say hello to Favorite Me. Thank you for coming. Totally forgot to greet you personally, because that's what I usually at least do. I really appreciate you coming, and also for staying for a little while. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, and happy Friday to you as well. And going back to Japan, what I saw is that you are really open-minded in regards of food also, because you literally try everything that is on the table. And what I would like to understand, I mean, obviously in the south of the US, it's a lot of, it's a lot of chicken, it's a lot of barbecue, it's a lot of, steaks and stuff like that. How
Soul
long did it
food.
Soul food, yeah, soul food, slow food, so to speak. So, how long did it take you to get, or let me ask you different. How open-minded were you in regards of food when you came to Japan?
Well, I was vegan. I was a vegan for several years in the States before I moved to Japan. So
Hmm.
before I moved to Japan, I thought it's going to be difficult to find like no meat, no egg, no cheese, no seafood food in Japan, possibly. And I researched the city that we were moving to when we first were about to move, and it was
Hmm.
quite a small town. If anybody wants to look up Iwakuni, Japan, you can see for yourself. It's quite a small town. It's got
Hmm.
some historic beauty there, but as far as like cities and towns go, it's quite rural. So I gave up being vegan. I switched to being vegetarian. So then I started incorporating eggs and cheese into my diet just to make sure that I am going to have at least a few options. But despite that, it was tricky to find foods that don't have like certain things like they're meat based. So like ramen is like a lot of times pork soup base that they use with the
Yeah.
noodles. So if you don't eat pork and you come to Japan and you even if you think it's a chicken based ramen, if you don't eat pork, because I know some people don't eat it for either dietary or beliefs reasons, it's very important to check because certain dishes like ramen often have pork in them. So
Hmm.
going back to openness, other than those factors that I don't really eat meat and I want to avoid animal products for the most part, I try all kinds of stuff. I tried fermented soybeans. I've tried seaweed. I've tried like it's like a fried tofu skin. This is one of my favorite things. It's like a vinegary tofu skin on top of rice, and it's got like a great flavor. But I've tried some things that I didn't end up liking, but I just
Hmm.
this is I'm in a different place, let's try it, and so for me at this point, there's some foods that I now at this point I've built a rapport with those foods, so I won't
Hmm.
eat them. So far the offender is I want to say it's chestnut, and it's something about chestnuts, the way that they're prepared here is not my favorite. But then people ask me what my favorite Japanese food is, and it's not sushi, it's not ramen. So then people are like, what do you like? And it's like they have this way of like traditional cooking where it's like almost like probiotic foods. Like you'll have like a bowl of brown rice,
Hmm.
and you'll have like a little soup, and you'll have like some tempura, which is like some fried veggies. And like the thing about it that makes it special, because it doesn't really sound exciting, but the thing about it
Hmm.
is the taste. The taste is amazing. But
Hmm.
I do think my taste buds have adapted. So I do, I find it easier to adjust to like a Japanese palate than I did when I first came here. Because at first there was a bit of a shift because foods taste differently in Japan than they do in the US. Even if it's the same food, like white rice tastes differently in Japan than it does in the US.
Obviously, yes. Now, if you ever need help to go back to the, let's say, wise and good way of eating, let me know. I give you some good recipes where meat is included, but which is not pork. So let's find a compromise on that. So I'm just kidding. Don't worry about that. But what I would like to understand, Japan is a lot about very, very long decades, centuries of traditions in many things, and they are still applying also to the young generation these days. I'm a very big fan, and that is not because of Karate Kid in the back in the past. I'm a big fan of these what they call tea ceremonies, and I've studied it
Yes.
quite intensively on YouTube. There's a channel that I visit regularly because they do a lot of different nuances of changes in the ceremony, but it's still the same ceremony kind of. Um,
Yes.
and that is two things I would like to know. Let me just say quick hello to Linda Opene Family TVs in the house. and she
Hi,
asked
Linda.
who is actually doing co-hosting. Linda, this is a very good friend of mine in Japan from the US originally. Her name is Iki. She calls her channel Ikigai Travelers, and I met her a couple months ago on her channel while she was live, and so we connected to each other and say hello every now and then. And tonight she decided to come here too because I was live. And then I asked her if anyone wants to come up here, and now here we are. This was not planned at all. So what I would like to know, Ikigai, had have you ever received this tea ceremony by yourself? And if yes, have you also tried to do it by yourself?
So the tea ceremony itself, because it sounds. Oh, I can't hear you.
I'm not talking.
Oh, okay. I had a delay, and so then I'm like, wait, did you say something else? And it's on my end. So the tea ceremony is a kind of a complex ceremony. There's multiple steps to it.
It
So
is indeed.
it's not just like you're nodding because you're actually probably more familiar with it than I am, because I've only been to one full
Mhm.
ceremony in person. So in Japan, and this is something I've noticed with many things, like recently I wore a yukata, which is, people think yukata, some people think, I used to think yukata and kimono are the same. Yukata is typically worn in the summer for summer occasions, and it's a little bit more casual, but there are rules for how you wear it. It's left over right, it's a certain way of folding. One just doesn't just put it on. You have to do it just so. The tea ceremony is the same thing. It's almost like a dance. There's
Mhm.
timing for everything. There's nuance to everything. There's a reason that things are done, and
Mhm.
it's like a choreographed tea ceremony. It's not like you just go grab your tea and put it in the microwave like I do, or heat up some tea on the stove. Um, so I've never like orchestrated one. I have attended one, and it was so interesting. And I can tell you for a fact, this is the most surprising thing about it. The most surprising thing about it was the tea tasted so different than any other tea I've ever had.
Mhm.
So I know some people say that they don't like matcha because it has like a garden weed type taste, like a lawn clippings. I've heard a
Mhm.
couple people say that, which I just think is appalling because I love matcha. But I've heard some people say that. But for tea ceremonies, even if you don't like matcha, usually I would recommend trying from a tea ceremony, because the tea that's used for the tea ceremony, it has such like a pure earthy leafy taste. Like it's very fresh,
Mhm.
it doesn't have like a harsh bitter taste like tea sometimes does. It's very bright and like green and herby, and I think maybe somebody who doesn't typically enjoy tea might find it something to their liking.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would recommend that for anybody. But that was what surprised me, because I thought it was going to taste like any tea, but it actually had a different taste, because I believe they use a higher quality of matcha for the tea ceremony.
Yeah. Interestingly, I've witnessed two tea ceremonies, Japanese ones, and one Chinese one, but that is meant the Chinese one is many years ago. But the Japanese one was like, I believe 2 years ago, 2-ish years ago. But
Hmm.
then I went to the YouTube channel because I always try to discover more and find out, what is everything, what is the story behind it, why do they do that? And actually, that's why, since I have an Asian store just around the corner, like 2 minutes walking from here. It just opened recently. Sorry. And they have also matcha there. They had the bowls there, and they had this, how do you call it? This brush, you know, where you
Hmm.
do this. And so I actually prepared that tea for me without the ceremony, obviously. But I used 2 spoons of tea. I put hot water, not from the fireplace because I don't have one. But, the taste indeed is very interesting and very intensive. But also, as you said, it is not really like super herb or bitter, but it is interesting because in the tea ceremonies that I've witnessed myself as as a guest there, sitting there and receiving those ball with the matcha in it,
Hmm.
they always give you sweets in the first place. So you have to eat a little piece of
Yes.
sweet. And then if I see that piece of sweet they give you it looks like a little piece of cake or a cookie or something, depends on the season. Just that piece, the look of it is so full of arts that I find it a bit
Yes.
sad that I have to bite into it and kill it now. You know what I mean? So, but they do that. These details, and I'm totally with you. The details of the Japanese tea ceremony, I believe, you have to watch it like 10 times to at least get the, let's say, the basic understanding of the what is following on what and why. And have you actually noticed? So, and I believe you did because you were there.
Hmm.
And if you watch it on videos on YouTube, for those who do this ceremonies accurately, they do it on the floor, right? So
Yes.
they sit on the floor, they come in and put everything, they do 3 or 4 steps in and out to bring all the stuff that they need. Have you actually noticed that even though they sit on the floor, the water pot with a fire around is on the floor, and they put everything on the floor. But have you actually noticed that everything that touches the matcha does not touch the floor at all? Have you
Mm.
noticed that? Because there's a little pot of matcha where they put the stick on then after using it. There's the serviette where they clean the stick with, the spoon. There's a
Mhm.
serviette that they then clean the bowl with after putting water in it and clean it with a brush. The brush they put the other way around on the floor so that the brush doesn't touch the floor. The wooden spoon is laying on the pot where the matcha is in, and so on and so on. So everything that touches the matcha or the water, the water digging spoon there is not touching the floor at all. And I found that super interesting. What do we Western people do? We have a plate where we put everything on after we used it and then put the plate to the dishwasher. But they have everything accurately. And you have to watch it on YouTube, and you will see what I mean. Nothing that touches the powder of the tea, that is called matcha, ladies and gentlemen, does not touch the floor at all, even though everything happens on the floor. I found that fascinating.
So I don't think I actually noticed that factor myself, but I did learn when I lived in Iwakuni that people, not everybody, but some people believe there's a tradition that on New Year's, God or kamis could visit your house.
Mhm.
And this is me being a foreigner, right? Explaining a culture or tradition that's not mine. So if I get anything wrong, I apologize to anybody. But this is what I recall from my friend that told me this. So the concept is around New Year's time, one would clean their house to make sure that everything is presentable. And that's part of why people don't wear their shoes in the house, because it's just your shoes were outside in the dirt and your house should be a clean place. So I do think there's a strong emphasis placed on cleanliness in general.
Yeah.
And I noticed that things tend to be very orderly in life in general here. Before you get on the
Yeah.
train, you don't queue directly in front of the doors. You pivot over to the side so people can exit. Even at the tea ceremony, at the one that I attended, I don't know if this is always the case, they served the elders first, which I thought
Yes.
was beautiful.
Yes.
So things tend to be, people try to do things in an orderly way. As a generalization, I don't like to overgeneralize, but as a generalization, I've noticed that people do
Mhm.
try to do things in an orderly way, not just culturally, but just traditionally as well.
So I just want to go on to one comment real quick. Miri said that her father is sleepy, which I'm not, because if you hear me snoring, I'm not sleeping. I'm just observing the. So, no, I'm not sleepy at all. Actually, it's just, what is the time even? I don't even know. Bear with me 1 second. It's just 11:33 in the evening, so it's just the weekend is still young. So, guys, I'm not here to go. So, whoever wants to stay up with me for the next couple hours, I'm here. Happy to do so. But on the other hand, what I really want to point out, and you are so right, I have not been in Japan myself, but I've discovered a lot in the internet, YouTube, and all that stuff.
You
And
should come
there's,
visit.
yeah, send me win the lottery, send me the tickets, and we can talk. But
Fair.
and also, I don't want to sleep in a capsule hotel, so I have to save a lot of money too. sleep some kind of normal, not in those capsule thing. Although I think, especially when it comes to those things for the elderly people, giving them the space first, or giving them the tea first, or treat them special. It used to be in Europe like that long time ago as well.
Mm.
And I think in parts of Africa it is still the case that, for instance, when the parents retire from the job or from the farming or whatever, the kids have to take over and feed the parents, so to speak. Um, and not in regards of geez, parents. No, it is a normal thing to happen. It used to be like that in Europe as well, long time ago. Nowadays, it is a sensation in Germany, and I witness that very often. It is a sensation if someone gets up to give seat in the underground train to some older person who is standing there. It is a sensation. In Japan, I know that, for instance, if you travel with a train, there's seats, especially for elderly people. They are marked as seats for elderly people or for pregnant women or something like that, so
Yes.
that people don't even bother to either sit there or to give space immediately if someone comes, and that without even asking. And I think that is like awesome to see that.
I
And
actually have an opinion on that.
go ahead.
Before I give the opinion, though, don't banish me. But I'm actually traveling today. So after this chat, I got to wrap it up. So I do apologize for that. I honestly feel honored to have the opportunity. This is like the best start to my morning ever. But I apologize. I probably have to go within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll give you 9.5 so that you have some buffer to. No, don't worry about that. We can actually set up a proper special either on your
Yeah.
or on my channel. That is not a problem. And the thing is, as I have the paid version of StreamYard, what I can actually arrange is that if you come to my channel, hopefully then with camera, that you can
Yes.
actually also stream on your stream at the very same time.
Sweet. Sounds like a plan. We will have to schedule that if you'd be
Absolutely.
willing. That would be. I would love that. Um,
Absolutely. So before I let you rush, maybe you would like to say some final words to our beloved audience who is on your lips, so to speak, and observing every word you say.
I want to answer the train thing because I don't
Go
want to
ahead.
rush off on the thought and someone says that we didn't finish the story. And then I will get to the audience because I think it's kind of like the most important part.
You go
Uh,
ahead.
so for the train, I've noticed if it becomes extremely crowded, those priority spots tend to just get filled, and not always by the person that was, I guess, meant to take them. Also, I've noticed that sometimes people will, especially foreigners, will try to offer seats to elderly people. Because I think many people are thinking, okay, I'm in another country. I'm from the US or I'm from somewhere else. I want to represent myself and my country well. So, oh, there's an elderly person. Please take my seat. But many times the elderly passengers will be like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay.
That's okay, but
you
but
know?
at least the offer should be there, and I think
So
it should be obvious.
and I also think that sometimes like if it's rush hour and it's in Tokyo, like people will pretend that they're sleeping because they don't want to get up from the seat. So I have seen some lack of adherence to it, but I will say I've noticed that if somebody gets on the train and it's evident that that person is struggling, um, then the mood changes.
Yeah,
But during rush hour, sometimes it may not immediately be that same response.
yeah,
If it's evident that somebody needs help, I think that people will make a way for them.
true.
And then for the audience here, I really, really want to thank you first for having me. I appreciate that tremendously. It really is an honor, and I can't overstate that. And then for every single person that's watching or has been listening thus far, even if you had to pop out and so you end up watching this back later, thank you for listening to me gab. I appreciate it tremendously. Thank you for tuning into the World of Ragas channel because as you can see, he is such a kind content creator and really insightful, not just for music or for Germany, but just worldwide perspective, very open-minded, thoughtful person. So honestly, if you're not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, show some support. It doesn't cost you anything except for the mouse click, you're moving your finger. So please go ahead and do that.
Well, maybe I can just say, if you knew me a bit better, everyone would be very telling you, no, 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 he's not that kind. He can be very nasty, but that's another story. but
I've seen the humor too. I've seen the
okay.
jokes. So
Yeah.
so there's that, but there's also a big heart there, and an openness, willingness to understand somebody who came from a different place, which I think is so
Obviously.
valuable.
The good thing is what I always say, and that is before I let you go. YouTube is a very good travel spot without that you have to travel.
Yep, I agree. I could not agree more.
So I'm looking forward to visit you in your house again sometime soon. But now, thank you first of all also for you coming. I know we are very near to the 9.5 minutes. So
yes,
wherever you travel to, safe travels. I got to watch out for your videos on that. And wishing you a very good travel, a wonderful weekend. Say hello to your better half. And
yes, sir.
Looking forward to meet him one day again as well. Or not again, saying hello to him as well. So in case he's watching, hello, Mr. Better Half, and looking forward to see your videos on the current trip that is to come.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye. You just have to put the X down there.
Got it.
So that was Ikigai Travelers spontaneously and live from Japan, and going to go on another trip there this weekend, as we learned, and therefore it is cool to that this happened, that this opportunity is there to have this spontaneous conversations as well. And as you see on top of the chat, the link is still there. So in case anyone wants to join, feel free to do so. And if not, we just stay here in a cozy atmosphere and hopefully having some fun. And for those who are, before I get the next panelist up here, I would like to just say one thing. For those who have not been here at the very beginning of this live stream, I did a very clear statement there in regards of YouTube behavior, paying super chat versus not super chat. I had a conversation with a very certain person today, and that person actually put my nose into the dirt like, hey, what happened to your Friday sessions when you do live sessions on DJing and stuff? It seems that certain persons are not coming to your stream anymore because you don't super chat them anymore. And actually that person was unfortunately really right. And therefore, before I bring up the next person, I would like to say thank you. And I really mean it from the deepest of my heart. Thank you for those who come on a regular basis to my channel, not only to support me, but for being friends. And I really mean that from the deepest of my heart. And everyone who is in here now, feel addressed for that. So, global online giant. I wonder who that could be. So, hello, Mr. President.
How did you know it was me?
Of course it was you. What do you think?
I didn't put my name or anything.
Global Online Giants Academy, President and Curator-in-Chief, CIC. I can read, I learned that in school a long time ago. Where's your camera, bro? Oh, are you already wearing the pink night
yes,
wear?
I'm already in pajamas in the palace. I'm going to sleep shortly. But I said I have to come up on the panel because I'd wanted to come and say hi to you.
Oh my God, that is so sweet. Look at that. The president is going to the ordinary people. This is
don't push it. Don't push it, Ragas. Take your flowers. It's not easy to get the president on your panel after midnight.
It is true. It is true. What is? Yes, it's after midnight already in Kenya. That's true.
Yeah,
but then again, you are still in daylight because the sun is shining on your cars for the whole day, and the reflecting of the sun is keeping you light inside the house without that you need a light bulb.
Is that natural light? You're always looking bright on your live streams. I'm only thinking
I bought myself a ring light for 10 euros because last time we were complaining about my light. So I bought myself a little ring light for 10 euros. I've just realized if I put it directly on my face, I look like wall paint, that white. And
Yeah,
then
because I noticed that I think it was yesterday. I was like, wait, is Ruggles like is it so bright in Germany at this time? Because I was looking at the time, I'm like, it's at night, and I'm like, no, it can't be.
oh well, actually, we have daylight very long here. Actually, we have daylight very long
Okay.
in summertime. So tonight the sun went down at 9:30, I think, when it was finally dark.
9:30 p.m. Oh, so that was
Yes.
natural. Then it was definitely natural light, because I was like, it's too bright, or like Ruggles is too bright, and I don't know whether that's a ring light or it's natural light.
No. Yesterday it was natural light. Now it is ring light, of course. But and as you see, and you can always see it on top of the curtain. Here, top of the curtain, when I'm live. If you see a light up there, that is not artificial light; it's sunlight. Well, not now,
Oh,
obviously, but if I, for instance, do my DJ live sessions, I always do them at 7 p.m. Then, if you see a light up there, here, top of the ceiling, between ceiling and curtain,
oh,
that is actually sunlight. Then daylight.
Oh, okay, just
Yeah,
checking.
we are
Maybe I'll go-
we are entitled to have daylights a little longer during summer. But then, thank you.
Congratulations on your ring light.
Yes, it was a 10 euro invest, and I thought the dark days will come eventually, so I have to be prepared a bit more. And also, I got a complaint that some people cannot really see what is written on my DJ stuff here when I DJ, so they want to have more details on that, so they get the details.
The dogs are calling you. What did you have?
No, they're not. They're just fighting for the better place on the sofa, so everything cool.
All right.
That's
Anyway,
what they do.
I think okay. Is it Charity saying hi to me? Yes, that's my Attorney General, guys. Please give respect to my Attorney General. That's my head of legal affairs. So, so when Rag starts like defaming me, that's the person I like release to go and deal with it and handle it. Unfiltered Maria, thank you so much for the raid. Also, Maria is the one who sent you the raid, and then Natecho V came in screaming raid, by saying Penzi. So, but I think you're in the middle of a conversation with Rebecca, so I do not want to interrupt your flow. But she's amazing. I was just checking her videos, and they look stunning. Like it
is indeed great.
You need to have that interview.
I'm gonna pin her channel before this live ends, and because it is really great content there, and she has a lot to tell.
Yes.
And it is always interesting to see countries from the foreigner perspective. I think.
Nice.
So it's obviously, if she's from the US and is in Japan, I think she has a total different view on those things over there, like the local people have, and obviously the other way around as well. And therefore, I think for anyone from Japan going to the US, it would be a total cultural shock. Because it is always a different thing, but people have to adapt. It is a matter of fact, and it's always nice to know those things as well, especially when you're not able to travel there like tomorrow, right? So
that's true.
That's why I'm always happy that I'm having my shirts and I'm working on it to fit inside there perfectly. So but I'm really happy to have them, to be honest, because they are original from that country that I'm going to visit most likely next year. So I'm working on my appearance in Kenya next year to visit some dioceses there, and also maybe getting a gig in some club in Nairobi. I'm started to have some contact there, and see what's going to happen. And maybe there will be a gig in Nairobi somewhere, and obviously who lives in Kenya will then get on the guest list, obviously.
Of course.
Because I heard entrances in the clubs are expensive.
Kenya will be more than happy to host you. Definitely expensive, but not as expensive as Germany, for sure.
Could be. Well, I'm not going to clubs here anymore because they don't let me in. But that's another story. The bouncers are now half my age, so they tell me, come on, old man, go away." So. Yeah, and that doesn't help anything that I was a DJ legend 700 kilometers away from you a long time ago. No. They don't let me in. They tell me, you go to church, we do the party. And then I tell them, F yourself. But maybe in Nairobi I have another chance to get into a club again after a long time.
Charity is asking you for a gig. Like Charity wants, hey, Charity, do you want to be the Attorney General or do you want to be a door woman? Because Charity is asking to be a door woman in your, I think in your club or something.
No, I'm not having. I'm trying to get a. I'm trying two things. I'm trying to find a way to go to Kenya next week. Not next week. Next
Yay!
year.
Next week, whatever you say,
Next
that is
week.
the one. Next week.
Next year, and if I go there, then obviously trying to get a gig there in a club maybe, and play a couple hours in a club now. You know, some nice gospel / house / funky session over there to bring some music from my heart to their hearts and see what's going to happen. But didn't get an answer yet, but we will see what's going to happen. No
Anyway, I
stress.
came here. Yeah, it will happen. I came here to just say one thing that I think I like. I like this idea of opening up the panel just for like normal talks after your rants. Did I call them rants? Yes, after your rants. Yeah, I think it's a nice way of just like also just tapping into your community and just also pushing the hours a bit, because normally when there is a conversation going on, people are likely to stay because they're listening in, or for some reason they want to like learn and they're curious. I was curious the entire time Rebecca was speaking, because as she was speaking, I was busy like going through the videos. I'm like, who's this girl? You know, like I'm enjoying what she's saying. So I think it's a nice direction you took, this opening up of the panel. I think you started it this week, and I think it's a great initiative. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, we either we'll pick a day that it can just be a thing that, you know, you open the panel up, maybe just before you end, because I know you also like have your German efficiency when it comes to the time, so that we see how
you.
Yeah,
or
so
like Bozede, you know, you and Bozede, you have one thing in common. When you say it's time to leave,
we Africans, we have to say bye.
Yeah, but then this goodbye ceremony takes longer than the entire chat before.
That's the thing. Have you seen our parents? You used to see Africa. You lived in Africa. You used to see the Africans used to say bye like for prolonged periods.
No, we taught them how to do that. But no, it is so funny. I always make Bozede winding up when I'm in her chat. I'm always like, okay, how many hours to go? I have my popcorn here beside me. So it is always like that. So 500 hours of goodbye after 5 hours chat. That's why your 5 years anniversary thing took 8 hours instead of 5. Because 3 hours you were busy to say goodbye. And I was like, Jesus, will this guy ever find an end? The old man needs to change his diapers and go to sleep, you know? So
and you want to stay for the receipts. You don't want to miss the receipts.
I stayed until the very end, my friend. I stayed until the very end. 8 hours.
If I leave, I'll miss the receipts. But I'm tired. I need to go sleep. So let me just hang around, maybe.
And I remember the first prize that you gave out, I don't even know how much it was anymore, like $25 or something.
Do you know, and I think it's because I forgot about the giveaway completely. Because usually the problem with these events, you forget about the giveaway and then you remember, oh my God, guys, we had a giveaway. We need to give we need to give out the giveaway. So that's
and it is like, okay, giveaway 3. That was 3 hours before you left. And no, wait. You did the giveaway. I think the last giveaway was gone like an hour and something, hour 20 minutes before you actually really closed the channel. And this giveaway, the first prize, you made a fuss out of it like for 20 minutes. And the winner of the first prize is, wait a second. And then the chat went like from a monumental film, you know.
I know, right?
And then you said, and I was laughing my ass off when you said, you see, that is how you can keep people interesting. You just make a little gap.
And it's
or a commercial presentation or something. It is like, and that is what I hate on these shows on TV. And the winner is a few moments later. And then they announce, and total silence in the building, because they have to get the watch hours on TV as well, right? So, and the winner is of America's Got Talent 2025 is.
And then you put a commercial. That's when you remember you need to go drink some water.
No, they don't even breathe. Even the moderators don't breathe. And the winner is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, done.
That is the art of conduction. You should have, like, I think we had not met by that time. The first time I ever taught people how to do giveaways in StreamYard, it was wild. People were dying. People almost killing me on the live stream because, like, I did it exactly as you explained it. I'm like, and now we're going to pick the winner. So you start And then you forget. That's when I remember to go drink some water. That's when I remember that I need to like respond to messages. They were going to kill me on that live stream. Like, but they
My
stayed until
battery
the
is
end.
dying. My network is dying.
My network is dying.
My
My battery is dying. Goga, I'm going to sleep. Goga, the kids are like, did you call out the win already?
What did I write in there? You didn't even see it that because it was a busy night, obviously. What did I write in there? Come on, Goga, hurry up. We have homes to go to.
I know.
That was awesome. I was really sitting here enjoying that so much because people in the chat, and if you go back to that live stream, the last hour and a half, if you watch the chat closely, people were going insane. Like,
yes,
Goga, come on, come on,
very
Goga,
deliberate.
first
They
prize.
want to kill you. Like they could almost jump and join you on the screen.
But I think you will definitely have had the best amount of watch hours in that night, right?
Oh, it was a lot. I mean, I think it was like over 300 watch hours or something.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because but people stayed the entire time, and that was really nice. Not like I have witnessed elsewhere where they only come to check in so that the name is seen, wait till the money comes, and then they go.
I know. You must be very frustrated. I had you say that at the beginning. I was like, "Who is this? Who is this annoying Ragus?" Like, I was
no,
like,
what it is, it is not necessarily annoying. It's just making me a bit sad, to be honest, because when I did my live sessions in the past Fridays and Saturdays, obviously with copyrighted music and stuff, but not anymore. But still doing them. Not today, obviously, because I decided to go on the microphone instead. But if I consider the fact that those people who are here now, right, in the chat, most of them, they're usually there regularly, not always the entire time, obviously, because people have things to do, and time differences plays another thing. But a lot of, and someone certain told me today, hey, Ragus, have you actually noticed that a lot of people who were coming regularly, who came regularly on your Friday, Saturday sessions, they don't come anymore because you don't put the super chats on their channel anymore? And I was like, actually, that's right. Those people are not here at the moment. That's true. And not at the moment today. I mean, I'm talking about the last like 2 weeks approximately. And that's, of course, a bit sad. But then again, those who are here, and that's what I stated earlier, is what I appreciate even more. And I'm really grateful for them because them I consider real friends. So everyone who is now in the chat, I want to give you an example of what happened today. And that was so, what can I say, uniquely awesome. Agatha Chow, and I'm not, Agatha, are you awake, by the way? Sometimes she's in the bushes and then wakes up when her name is called. So Agatha Chow did something today that was totally unexpected. And I know everyone here in the chat right now is supporting me whenever they can, doing the watch hours and all that stuff. However, Agatha pinged me on Instagram, hey, Ragus, I've created a WhatsApp group of people who are actually looking to get watch hours and supporting each other. So she filtered out people who are not monetized, put them into a WhatsApp group. And now these people particularly, we are watching each other's channel. So I'm letting a couple of channels run, which is also good for our challenge for this month. But this initiative, I really have to say, found extremely, extremely unique in the most positive way. She did not ask for anything in return. She did not even ask for a thank you. She just said, Ragus, do you want to join the group? Yes, no. All you had to do is to join the chat, WhatsApp chat, which means that your number is in that WhatsApp chat. And I said, don't worry. Nobody comes here anyway. But so, yeah, sure. Let's do that. And those people who are in there, I'm not going to name them because of data protection, but that was really like a big thing. That was really like a wow, And she got one super chat once or two about $10 or something, more as a joke. And I did the elephant race thing, the jokes with her about the elephants and all that stuff. But she never asked anything in advance and in return. Anyone who is here in the chat right now, right, never asked me for anything at all. Never. So those people who are here, and then this initiative from Agatha, also people who are not here anymore because they're now sleeping, like Miri and stuff like that, and people like that, they always, keeping up. And even if I don't visit their channel every day, because obviously I have full-time job and stuff like that, they never feel angry or offended. And obviously they tell me, hey, Ragos, you haven't been in my channel for a while. And that makes me feel a bit guilty, obviously, which is fair enough. But they never say, hey, Ragos, you believe it or not. And that is what really made me sad. In the last 2 weeks, and a week for me is ending on Friday, right? Because weekends I don't count to a week. In the last 2 weeks, I had 38, and I'm again 38 requests from 38 different people to help them with money or with anything to buy. 38.
Wow.
And I was like, so that's why I said to someone whose channel is very much on charity based, we are talking about. I said to that person, well, let's say face it as it is. I spoke to Captain Kirk, and I said to him, listen up, bro, I'm going to change my habits of donations and stuff like that. The only thing what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to send him something by PayPal, and I do not want my name to be mentioned on his channel in that regards anymore. Period. So I'll still be helping and stuff, but I will not do any super chat anymore on any channel, because 38 people come to me telling me, hey, I need this, I need that, I need that, I need this. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm Father Ragos, I'm not Mother Teresa. And I mean, with all given respect, but I'm not the only one who is here, and maybe they can ask someone else as well. Nevertheless, I don't want to sound like an asshole or something all of a sudden, but there are limits that I have to set. And obviously it is a matter of fact that from a certain point on, you have to set a border, so to speak. And that was my statement of the beginning of this live session. Yeah.
And you had to rate. I noticed you reiterating before I came up on the panel, so I knew it was important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think rightly, yeah,
it had to be said. And people who are here in this chat now, no one ever even thought about asking or something. I mean, obviously, I did the super chats, but others did that too, but they didn't get that response, interestingly. So I'm happy to do whatever I can to, support here and there if I can. And there were people who were extremely grateful, but never asked in the first place. But I saw there were some things needed. So happy to do that and happy to help. But those people never asked me in advance. But then, and interestingly, out of these 38 people, and that is what made me not necessarily upset, but it made me thinking, out of these 38 people, and I just counted that this afternoon, 32 of them I never had a conversation with in the first place. I mean, other than hello in the chat or something, but I never had a conversation with in the first place. Never. Like on Instagram, like whatever, never. And that was like making me think. So for instance, we have our little invisible person in here, Charity She,
my Attorney General.
Yes. So, I mean, obviously, I never had a conversation with her because I don't know how to reach her, but outside YouTube. But let me give an example. Unfiltered Maria and we became friends literally from the spot when I met her in her channel the first time. Nate Chobby the same. And whoever is here. I mean, you and I, obviously.
Actually, I think I probably met you through Unfiltered Maria.
Sorry?
I probably met you through Unfiltered Maria because I used to see you there.
Could be. And the thing is that in the end of the day, never ever we just had conversations, and obviously, I did a super chat to Maria, but not because I had to or because I felt I had to, but because I wanted to, and that was appreciated and that was done. Discussion closed, and never had. But then there are people 32 out of 38 who I never had a conversation with whatsoever. Which is then interesting when they come and ask, hey, can you send me some money? I have PayPal. And I was like, what in the Lord's name?
Yeah, that's
sometimes even without a hello. So yeah, at least say hello,
So it's out there and it's important. I like what Charity is saying down there, but Goga, this is how you set boundaries. Ragas just said it because you said, Goga, you should teach people about boundaries. I don't. There are certain things I don't like telling people on YouTube because I personally don't do them. So I'm always like, they'll think you are coming for them or something. So I try to stay away from certain topics. Yeah, but I think boundaries are things that we have to establish on our own. There are certain things I don't do personally, like I rarely give out my contacts. Ragas is, I think, the same way, because I think for the Ragas, I think only I needed to share his contact when I needed to like deliver the shirts and stuff like that for ease of communication. Because I know sometimes I get messages, and sometimes I'm like, this is my personal time, and I don't like solving YouTube problems in my real life. I do like having that personal time. So there are things that I do very deliberately that you have to set the boundaries on your own. You can't be teaching people boundaries. You have to actually they should know like from the onset, and you have to tell them that these are the limits. This is where I go, and I think that's what Ragas was doing by giving this statement. But it's difficult to. It is what it is. For me, I've always been very vocal that YouTube is a very transactional space, and it's just those small boundaries that you set are the ones that can that at least when you set those boundaries, people know that when you go here, this is what you expect, so that they don't start having all these expectations from you and stuff.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, if there are certain people, I can give you stories of people who received something from me, who never asked for it, and who I had personal contact with in the first place. And I'm not only talking about people in Nigeria; I'm talking in general, right? And they never asked for it in the first place. And there are witnesses here who can say that. But I will not. I'm not mentioning names, obviously, because I also asked, hey, don't mention my name and stuff like that. So those people just received it because I sent it to the people because I thought it is a good thing to do, and they really need that certain thing that they received, period, right? And that's fine. And once it is sent and once it is done, it is done. Out of my head, done. Happy to do that. And the usual feedback I get is, they're grateful, they happy, and they needed it, and everything is cool and fine. But they never asked in the first place, and they never asked for more. You know what I mean? Because they have some pride in themselves, if that makes sense.
Actually makes sense.
And the only boundary that Chacha has to get rid of is herself, so that I finally know who she is, because she is still Miss Invisible.
But she has told you that she will tell you where to find her.
Yeah, that's what she tells all the time. Since the first day that I met her on Maria's channel.
She's a very private woman.
Yeah, she is indeed. She is indeed.
Yeah, she's very private. I think I've known her like since I knew Maria. I'm like, she's always that face that I've always seen there.
I have never seen Chacha's face at all, and I don't even know if she is real. Maybe she's an artificial, maybe she's an artificial person. And why it's artificial?
Real. She's real. You know how to stay in the bush. I know how she is. I know she has a family, because I found them talking with Maria. This is a bit of being in the bush. You kind of know things, but I of course I've never seen her face. But at least I know. When they're speaking about family, I've had her say a few things. And I'm like,
Yeah, well, sometimes I sit in the bushes too, especially when it's really late here or early during weekdays. I sometimes just go to certain channels and put them on and fall asleep and let the channels go, because not because of being impolite, but because I know if I start, then I don't stop. And then I look at the time, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, oh Jesus, I have to get up in 2 hours or something.
Ruggles, those are boundaries, by the way. Those are now boundaries right there that you have to. If I stay high on this live stream, I will not leave. I need to go sleep.
Yeah, and I know how that is. I mean, Maria witnessed it quite some time, and I believe on 1 or 2 occasions I even took over from Maria on a Saturday morning, actually, which is fair enough. But I never had this. I had it so often, especially on Maria, because Maria's channel is kind of addictive, on the most positive way.
I don't chat on Maria's channel in the morning because I get late for work because of her channel.
Yeah,
So I
and
have
the thing is, it is really addictive in the most positive way, if I may say. Maria got this attitude, to welcome people, to make people feel at her home, sitting at her table while she's cooking and stuff like that.
yeah.
And when I think she's also happy to have people who can actually have a normal conversation, even though they're only writing, other than, hey, where are you from? How big are your boobs? Can you show your toes? And all these funny things, Can you do a 360 and all that? I was like, I would never understand my opening conversation with. It's true, but come on, it's true. We discussed a couple of times now, and those female channel hosts, I'm so sorry for them because they do a lot of great stuff, and they Maria spreads great energy. Ned Chovy does the same. Charity doesn't have any energy because she doesn't exist, because she's invisible. Other people, who are here, Kanini Kanene, and so on and so on and so on. But all they get is this, where are you from?
Yeah.
How old are you? Are you married? Show me your boobs. Put on your whatever. And I was like, oh. And I remember the first appearance, I remembered word for word. My first appearance on Maria's channel was randomly because obviously I didn't know any of the community by then. So I was strolling through the channels and saw Maria cooking. So I said, okay, let's go inside. And obviously, when you are new somewhere, you introduce yourself, right? Like my parents taught me. So what I wrote, and I can remember that word for word. I wrote, "Hello, hello, and greetings from Germany. Very nice to meet you. Welcome to my screen. And by the way, also thank you for showing us your kitchen. Could you please tell me when is food ready and where's my plate?" That was my opening to Maria. And I still didn't ask her how big the boobs are or what toenail color she wears today, and up to this day, right? So at the end of the day, I didn't say you don't have energy, Charity. I just say you're not existing because you're invisible.
That is
Energy
the troll
is
fighter there. The troll fighter par excellence.
yes, that is. So she is the AG. So she is a perfect person for that because she's not existing. So she can do all the law things from the background and then shoots out of the bushes. She is living a bush life.
She's
So-
enjoying. No, she loves it. She loves it. I don't
Of
think
course
she'll
she
have
does.
it.
Of course she does. But no, it's all fine. I mean, everyone
Maria-
shall.
Maria has tried to trick her to come to the Sunday service, and it's like it was a whole lie, because she was like, "No, I have no idea what Maria is talking about. She's trying to set me up."
I mean, Maria has Maria ever been to the Sunday service yet?
She's kind of she has an invite. She has a standing invite, but she said that she's a shy person, and I'm like, huh? I know,
What?
right? I know.
What?
I like the face
Okay.
you made. I like
This
the
is
face
the
you
best.
made.
This is the best receipt I can get on Maria.
I know.
Shy person.
I like how you made. There's this facial expression you just made when I say that, and you're like priceless. Yeah, Maria said that she's shy.
Well, if I would reveal.
Charity, we can't have cameras off at the Sunday service. It's everything.
No, if I would reveal, but no, Maria is everything but shy. But I mean, it's a different story, honestly, to be on your own camera, having the total control, rather than being on someone else's chat on their behalf with the StreamYard and everything. I think it's a different story, and I do understand that people might think about it twice or three times if I want to join that kind of stuff. Even though, Maria, I can tell you from my own experience, it is really fun. It is really fun. Trust me, it is fun. You should really do that. But otherwise, if not, I can put a dress on, Goga, and I can. And I would honestly, I don't even care. I can actually come to as Father Ragus, who is defining himself as Unfiltered Maria's
Hi guys,
daughter
I'm
or something.
Maria. That would be funny.
I think I can do the accent. Ragus, you got 12,000 subscribers and you don't monetize.
No, then you have to switch to Swahili because Maria speaks Swahili half the time on the live stream.
I can say pole pole. That's enough.
You say pole pole. You say mpenzi sasa. You know those they are buzzwords she uses. Mpenzi,
Mpenzi, pole pole, ugali, beans and bananas, and then we can do 3 hours with that. Don't worry about that. So you let me know when you're ready. I get some lipsticks and some, some. I'll do that. I have, bro. Seriously, I don't care. As long as it is streamed on my channel as well, so that I get the watch hours for that paying, I'll do that.
The things people do for content, guys.
I'll find the dress that is similar to one that Maria was wearing, or something yellow or something like that. I'll get. I don't care. And I'll also do some attitude. She does some attitude, and then we get that sorted.
And then you go, guys. Imagine Ragus with his blue. You know, he goes and paints his nails blue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Long nails, no problem.
Yeah, long nails.
We have a nails. I have a nail studio just downstairs. So when I'm not, I have it, but it's just there. So I just bring me some nails. So yeah, no problem. I get that done. Maria doesn't want to come. I take the opportunity to do a second term. I need the watch hours. Invite me, bro. Invite me. Sunday is whenever there's a space, I'll do that.
Maria.
But then most likely Maria gets deported from the US because they will think there's a secret stupid agent somewhere who is doing a total mess in the US from now on when coming back as Maria Unfiltered.
We'll go viral that day. Maybe we should do it.
Hell yes, we will. Hell yes, we will. I'll get this Rastafari wig and stuff, whatever is necessary. Let's do that. Goga, let's do that.
Unfiltered Maria or unfiltered Ragus.
Unfiltered Ragus. Unfiltered Ragusa.
Yeah, unfiltered Ragusa.
I think Maria is getting used to the thought, to be honest. I think she's getting used to the thought. She says, Father, please take my space.
Unfiltered Ragus.
Lord, have mercy over myself. Why do I have that? And I'm not even drunk. I'm having these ideas. I'm not even drunk or on drugs. So that is the worst thing when you get these ideas when you're sober. Then you know something is wrong. Something is really wrong. But
don't worry. I always tell content creators that there's nothing wrong. Or there's nothing normal about being a content creator. That's a superpower. We don't think like normal people because you're always in the creative spirit. That is content right there.
Yeah.
You think content. Somebody else will think madness, but you're like, that is content.
By the way, quick story for you, and also for the others, of course. Recently in job, I had a meeting, and there was something, we had discussed a couple of things, and there was a topic that I was thinking like, there's something wrong. And I said that, I said, okay, we have to talk about this. And then I ended this with, I'm just going to collect receipts. And I was like, did I really just say that?
In a normal setting.
Yes, in a normal work meeting, I was like, okay, I'm gonna collect the receipts. And they looked at me like, and I was like, oh, sorry, nothing. I was just thinking loud. And yeah, that happens when you are in the YouTube slang all the time. Bushes, in the streets, and you get the ninjas.
Like I need to get a ninja.
Holy moly! That was the first time on Red's Room channel. Yeah, get your ninjas and whatever. And I was like, what in the Lord's name are they talking about? I only have one channel name.
There's a time my boss.
Yeah,
my boss was
ninjas,
listening. My boss came to my live stream. I did not know my boss was listening. So my boss came to my live stream, and I think she stayed there for quite a while because she said she was at the airport and she was just like scrolling through, so she did not know. And then she found, I think I was live, and she was coming back from wherever she was. So she decides to ask me, Goga, what are you people talking about? What are ninjas? What is house? Why are you people going to people's houses? She wasn't getting the entire conversation. She was completely lost. It's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And it's like everybody could get what you're saying. I was looking lost.
Well, let me tell you this. I always take a chance to try to place a good joke, right?
Yeah.
Recently, actually yesterday, I sent Captain Kirk a t-shirt which said, the captain is always right and I'm the captain, right? I saw it on Amazon and I said, bro, send me your address. I'm going to send you that t-shirt. It's a gift. Just a little joke. And he wore it yesterday, by the way. So a certain person came to me, a female person, and she asked me, hey, where's my shirt? It was more a joke, right? So she was not one of those beggars. And I said, look, honey, as long as I don't know what is in the shirt, I don't know what kind of size I have to give you, you know? So obviously I was, let's say, I still kept it family friendly,
Yeah.
but it was obvious what I was meaning, right? And by the way, the person is not here in the chat. So at least I don't see her, but the unless the person's in the bushes. But it was really, and she said, and the person wrote to me, I'm wearing a certain size. And I was like, wait a second, I have no idea about that size. Look, I'm a man. I need to know L, S, L, XL, or whatever, you know, or was it the bra size that you're talking about? Never heard again. And that was a joke, obviously. And obviously that person understood that kind of jokes. But those opportunities, we call it in Germany a penalty without a goalkeeper, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to put the ball in and that's it, goal, you know? And if I get those opportunities, I need to make them. It would be a sin not to make it.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
It would be a sin not to make it. So those opportunities I always take. People know those jokes from my very first appearance in the community, and I think everyone knows that I'm not meaning it offensive whatsoever. So that's why I have not been really banned here and there, unless once, but that's another story. But you know, and that is most likely why I've never been timed out really, and because people understand how I not mean it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's always from. I always know you have an amazing sense of humor. So I don't think I've never actually taken it seriously before. I think
Well,
yeah, I think.
And those storytelling, like me telling this true story about your golden castle and everything. Actually, you know, when you go to other people's channels, when I go to your channels, and when you tell the receipts that you have and all that stuff, when I go to Red's Room channel, or when I go to Maria's channel, and people, you know, people really have this. How do I call it? The shooting ability. You know what I mean? They take a gun and shoot, and not with the gun, obviously, but you know, they shoot out one thing, one sentence. And that goes viral in the chat and stays there all night long.
Exactly. And
that is so awesome. And that is
like and that is the engagement. That's actually engagement 101. Like, get a story. Maria was snoring, guys, on her live stream. Let me tell you, and you embellish it. Like, you have to embellish it like in such a way. You see, like there you're talking about golden showers, and people are just stuck there. It's like, what is Ruckus talking about?
But I have to say, the golden shower was really excellent. I did not plan that at all. But I was, oh, geez, people get that wrong because of the Frank Zappa song, Bobby Brown. For those who don't know,
it's still great humor. By the way, it's still great humor, and you know it keeps conversations going. People are just like, what is going on? Like, it's you know, it's a random story. You all know, like, okay, it's just joking, but why are we here? Why are we listening? And why do you want to hear more? It's just so funny and random.
So for all who are in the chat now, Goga did not take a golden shower. He lives in the Golden Palace, and I mixed that up. I'm deeply sorry. So so happy Golden Shower Day for everyone.
That's what Jamaicans call mix up. Like, you're sharing receipts so much that you even mix up yourself. Like, it's not even
that is
even you
true.
That is indeed
true. That is indeed true. And if I consider the fact that those, you know, sometimes you just need one buzzword and then boom, it goes all the time. It is like a roller coaster. It is like a chain reaction, and then everyone adds something. That is how the Father Rago started. It wasn't me. I just heard beans and banana somewhere. Someone told me how that works, what the actually meaning is, you know, and I was like, okay, let me create the church. This is great. And then obviously one led to the other, and then I met, you know, had a chat with Red's Room on my gospel sound stuff. That's why then I got the Gone, and then a couple of days later on your channel, the Father was officially born. That is how those things go. I didn't even do it, but I love the figure. I love the role, and even some colleagues from work who watch my channel every now and then, they're like, this is really funny. This is really unique. I've never seen that on YouTube before. And it was a coincidence.
You're a whole pope and stuff. Linda Opene, Linda Opene, I think that's what you guys call gists. Gist. That is engagement. Just like the Nigerians, when they're speaking on this, the receipts, they'll say gists. It's like, let me give you some gist. Let me gist you. Like, let me let me gist you, like, let me bring you up to speed on the latest gossip.
I tell you something. I mean, at the end of the day, what do you have anything to share here just for a minute? What were the handles? What's up with Maria's
Oh, yeah.
asking, by the way, what up with the handles thing? You have anything to share here just for a minute? So
No, Rogue State has nothing to do with your love handles. This is something totally different. So Maria had this YouTube. I think is trying to bring these handles that we use. You see, like at the World of Ruggers, at Goga, at Yoga with Goga, at Linda Opene Family. So it's bringing them to the live streams. So I noticed them on her live stream this earlier on today, and I was like, wait. Yeah, I was like, and Blessed Life Journey sent me that a screenshot on her live stream. She also had the same thing. And then I think Hilda Wawira also had the same thing today on her live stream.
And so I think Bossede as well, right?
And even Bossede had it. Yeah, because Bossede told me on my live stream, my pop-up live stream, that she had the same thing. So I think now I don't know that it's a new direction that YouTube is trying to take in terms of bringing the handles into the live stream. So now you can't see your name. You actually see your handle. Even I was on somebody's live stream today and I was like seeing my handle. I'm like, wait, where's Goga? Like I need my one name because that's a brand. But it was like written at Yoga with Goga, at
really?
Maria. Yeah.
Well, thank God her name might shine in the world of Ragos.
So yours I think will be very perfect. You've not yet gotten it because I've been on your chat and on a separate tab, and it's not like there yet. But I think it appears that it's something that we are going to get in the coming days. So I guess I'll wait and
YouTube gives me back everything only 3 years later, because my first monetization process didn't work out, obviously. So they wait for the crowns, they wait for the handles, they wait for everything until I'm dead or something. So that's when I will get it.
No, you'll get it. I'm sure you have community. Do you have community now? Have you turned on your community?
I've did. Yeah, it's all on. But they think, the Ragos, no. We wait first if he is a good boy now, and then we will give him the monetization, and maybe then he will get the crown thing. I didn't get anything of those.
Crowns, everybody, even Maria does not have crowns, but Maria got handles before me. So I think it's usually, I don't know, I think it's usually just, but probably because it's I don't know if it's a states thing, because I noticed like in it's the American channels. But JD also has it. JD also has the handles. So I think it's I guess it's a wait and see situation. So let's see. For me, I think the other day I think I was telling the YouTube manager that you guys update things every day. I lost track. I don't even know what I'm doing on YouTube anymore because of your updates that roll out after every minute, because I can't even learn one update. You've dropped another one. I need to like internalize before I teach the community. Yes, it's just
wait a second. Charity, if you want to have a love handle, then Maria has maybe the wrong address. There are discrete websites where you can order them. Just saying, for your love handle.
Sunship, how are you doing, Sunship? Sunship says
Sunship is in the building. Let me give him the jacket. So I have to do that over here. Sunship is in the building. Hello.
He said he has joined to get the gist from the list. I love the poetry. I love the poetry right there.
Well, these are the penalties without a goalkeeper. It would be a sin not to make them, to be honest. And yes, I see why you're invisible, but maybe your visibility would also help you to get more satisfied, Charity. Just saying. Then you don't need a love handle. It's a bit awkward sometimes, if you have to type one-handed and stuff like that. Trust me, it's not that funny. So maybe you want to concentrate on typing rather than on love handles, and follow me for more spiritual advice. So it is always so funny to have those people who understand the sense of humor, but I was actually asked once, and I don't even remember who it was. Once I was asked if I ever thought of getting a comedian or something, So the clear answer is no. I tried it once. We have an open stage once in a month here in Germany, in Munich. And I was brave enough to do that once, and I was even sober. So I went up there. So I had like 10 minutes, and I was sweating. I lost weight big time just because I was sweating. I had a little, some 2-3 gags and, little story to tell, stuff like that. So I prepared something, and people were kind enough to not boo me out, at least. So they gave me this polite applause, But then the guy came who was running the whole thing, and he said to me, "Bro, I'm very sure with your friends and everything, you're very funny because you have stories to tell. They understand because they know you. But for a stage, in general, the idea that you have is good, but you have to work a lot more on the framework. And remember, on those stages, you only have 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes is luxurious, but you have to create a story that nails it with a joke, with the outcome of the joke at the end, and then you go off." He said, "The idea is great that you have, but you have to work on this idea and then come back." I never entered that building anymore. I was too snark. I know where my limits are.
That's good advice, though. I mean, it sounds
it was a good advice indeed. At least it didn't manslaughter me, but it was really a huge piece of advice, but also that showed me my limits, right? So in an environment where I know people, where people know me, where people understand me, it is, I wouldn't say easy, but it is a lot easier to do some jokes that are understood, that there's context behind it and stuff like that. As we say, one buzzword and done, right? And then we can do rock and roll. But people who never saw me before, and they would most likely never see me anymore, they were like, okay. I mean, again, they were kind enough to give applause. It was a fair audience there. They were like, I don't know, 55, 60 people sitting there for an open microphone, right? There was no star comedian coming. And that was really like a different story. I have no problems DJing in front of 1,000 people or something, because then I have my music set and I know exactly what I'm doing. But microphone on stage, only the microphone, nothing else, right? Different story. But it was a good experience to do. And
you ticked the box, you did it.
I ticked the box, I did it, I survived, I was not crucified. Hallelujah. So
Amen.
Pope can still come. So we're working on that. By the way, I tell you something. You saw a snippet that I sent you a while ago for the monetization party. Guys, let me tell you this. If my day ever comes, and if I ever get there, and if
when your day comes, this one it will happen.
Okay, so when my day comes, Goga gave me a superb and very unique entrance on his Sunday service, and kudos to that, I really have to say. But I can tell you, and I think Goga can confirm that already, the entrance on the monetization party will even be a lot more huge. Goga, what do you think?
Ragas, keep quiet. Why are you disclosing these things?
Just giving a little.
I know you are itching. I know you are itching. That entrance, guys. That entrance is amazing. It's stunning. I don't want. I've been told to keep quiet and shut up my mouth, and not to mention anything. But yes, it is going to be. That is why that entrance is one of the reasons you should be on YouTube. It's creativity on steroids. Like it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. I mean, even I loved it. I was like, And then he's sending me snippets, and then he said, Google, don't discuss. And I'm like, why then did you send it to me? Because it is so good that you decided to send it to the biggest receipts boss.
Yeah, but I know that some receipts can also be revealed at a later point. And I can tell you guys, we're going to have a lot of fun that day. That is a matter of fact. We're going to have a lot of fun that day. And that is the biggest aim. And again, when the day comes, I publicly announce again, the entire money that comes in that very day on Super Chats will go entirely to the hospice here that I'm volunteering at for 15 years. So I'll do an official bank transfer, and I will post that bank transfer, obviously without my bank account number. Plus also, I will do a video then. I asked for permission already to meet the manager, leader, whatever you want to call, of that hospice, to do a symbolic check handover of that amount of money.
That's
obviously the net money that I get paid.
Maria is backstage. She wants to come up.
No, she's not backstage.
Oh, she said Ragas and Goga let me in. So I'm like, okay, I thought she was backstage waiting.
Maria, you get that wrong with the let in. You have to think about the gender stuff again. So just We are not like that. So yeah, well, I mean, it's to be honest, I'm doing this for like many years now, doing volunteer work, and obviously in a hospice, it's always is not for eternal, obviously not, but they always need money, and the majority of the money comes from donations, and I hope that on my day there will be some good super chats coming, and the net pay. So everything that YouTube gives me that very day, from that day, that goes entirely right there. So I'll do a bank transfer that day, and then, when the money is there, I'll do a bank transfer right away, post that on my wall so that transparency is given. And also then I will do a video with a symbolic check. Obviously, nobody writes a check anymore, but it will be like a symbolic check handover, like here's the amount of money, and hello to YouTubers, and and maybe I'll do a little interview with them in German with English subtitles and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right,
Watch
Maria.
hours.
Maria, we are not letting in on the. I'll let you in on the receipt once you come to the Sunday service. So, yeah.
Yeah, you go to the Sunday service first,
and then
maybe then I will let you into the inner circle.
Come to the Sunday service, Maria. You will get all the receipts. When Ragus will tell you about the preparation backstage, where you always just randomly chatting things and stuff. You love the backstage. You love the backstage pass before the Sunday service, and you'll get all the receipts. You can ask anything you want to know about about the entrance. You can ask me. So make a plan.
Well, being let in again, Charity and Maria, think about the biological thing. Who lets in who? Think about it. So I'm not letting in anyone. So Maria, you have to be more open to let someone in, if that makes sense. Think about it. Just, giving some biological advice at the end.
Look, I see what we did. You will not die. You shall live. You shall live. You shall live. How do you get access to the backstage secrets? Oh well, Ragus, I guess Ragus, I think I have to go sleep.
Okay.
This is the world of Ragus after dark. Guys, I'm under 16. I can't be discussing adult topics.
So I will discuss when you're reading a fairy tale book. I'll do that then with the adults here, with the so-called adults who are sometimes more childish than a 5-year-old, but that's the best way they can be.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I mean, in the most positive way, so no offense at all.
Thanks so much for having me on the panel. I need to go sleep because I have yoga in the morning. So
hold on. Thank you for having me on the panel. Goga, this is my panel. Thank you for coming to my panel.
Thank you for having me on your panel. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's a privilege. It's not a right. You could have said, who are you?
No, because you just said, and I quote, "Thank you for having you on the panel."
No, I said thank you for having me on the panel.
Scroll back in the chat when you're gone. You will see. You will listen 2-3 minutes back. Then you will hear what you said.
Thank you for having me on your panel, and thank you so much, everyone, for your patience as we were gisting and just having a quick chit chat. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. And Ragus, keep pushing. I think you'll be there in no time. So keep pushing the hour.
695 hours to go.
I love that. That's how you manifest it. That's how you affirm it. Only. So
the thing is, in theory, I can apply again on July the 14th. So it would be obviously awesome to be back at 3,000 by then. So yes, I try everything to get there, and I know people are watching my my videos and stuff. So I'll do the same for them as well. As again, we have this WhatsApp group now, thanks to Agatha, whose initiative I really appreciate, which came totally unexpected today, and that also gives hope. And if it is not the 14th, goodness me, then let's be the 15th. Who cares?
It doesn't matter because the good thing is that after the 14th, it's available for us. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Anyway, guys,
thank you so much. Yeah, as my channel is clean, there should be no complaint anymore at all.
Yeah. Good night. Good night, Charity. Good night, Maria. Good night, Ragus. Good night, everyone in the bushes, because I know there are people in the bushes.
Always.
Have a lovely weekend and keep creating content. Keep making the content. It will not come by just sitting and waiting. So you have to put in the work.
Obviously, we have to. Everyone has to. So let's keep working and let's do it hard, but let's not forget friendship on the way.
Absolutely. True. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming, Mr. President. Have a good night's sleep in your pink pajama in the Golden Castle.
Thank you. I will leave you running on a tab, so I'll be if I want to wake up on a different live stream. So I'm sure you'll do for me the night raid thing. So
if I find someone who is alive, yes,
you'll definitely find somebody. If you don't find somebody, just look for Blessed Life Journey. She's always live, and then she will take me to different flights, and I'm asleep.
We will see. Okay. Wishing you a good night, my friend. Have a good sleep and a wonderful weekend. And thanks for coming.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That was Mr. President from his Golden Castle in Nairobi City, in the most hidden castle of the world, because it is the Golden Castle with a golden shower in the morning. So now we know. And always nice to have him around, and always also nice to have you guys around, obviously. So the stage is open. Charity, why don't you come up here and say hello? And I would even grant you the big favor that you can do that without the camera if you want, if you prefer. So it's entirely up to you. But also for those who want to come up here with camera, also appreciated to see a face after all. So I had now 2 spontaneous pop-ups here on the screen, but I was the only one on camera. So whoever still wants to come up here, feel free to do so. The night is still young, at least over here, and very happy to also have a conversation with whoever I never had a conversation with before. So feel free. Link is still up there. It's gonna be. I still have time, so I'm not in a rush. What time is it now? 12:41, and I'm only online 2.5 hours almost. So if I see the constancy that people have, like Maria and other people being online 4, 5, 6 hours, sometimes even, Jesus. What is coma, Ebu Panda? Are you in a coma or something, or what does it mean? Charity, before you demand anything to Unfiltered Maria on my channel, you better get your ass up here and hit the link. Come up here and at least say hello. You don't have to appear on camera if you don't want to. I know you don't want to, and I know you will not, but you can at least come up here and say hello, so that we can have our first real-time conversation. That would be great. Having a little chit-chat here and there. That's sometimes funny. We don't see each other too often, so come on. Before you demand anyone to anyone in this beloved chat of mine, so you better bow. You better bow and come up here and say hello. So, and then we can talk about love handles. I can give you some spiritual advice on that, in case you still need. In case you're not yet satisfied or something, I don't know. You just let me know. Whatever makes you happy, makes other people happy as well. So be brave. Say hello. Yeah, I know you have a smartphone and there's a microphone on it, and you can come up here without camera, so not a problem. So as soon as I see you in the backstage area, I might ask Maria. Spirit filled. Oh Jesus, who needs spirit filled? Spirit is for the alcohol, and I hope that you're not that drunk at this time of the day. But now come up here and say hello. No worries. I mean, Ikigai Travel has been up here without camera. Goga has been up here without camera. There's no pressure on camera or stuff like that. So feel free to say at least hello. You don't have to stay here for 5 hours. 4 hours will do, so don't worry about it. There's always good times to have a good chat and have a good laugh, and maybe you have a good joke to tell us, and give us some good ideas on how to have a whatever you're talking about, whatever you want to talk about is your topic. If she's drunk, then even better. Then I can give her some let's say some traps that she can walk in, and then we all have a little laugh. I'm just joking. I'm not doing those kind of things. I'm only a keyboard warrior. One-handed or two-handed typing? With a love handle in the other hand. I mean, just out of curiosity. And yeah, I see. Now I see that certain things happening on other channels, and that's why I'm still surprised that it is so full here comparing to other nights before. But I appreciate that. And yeah, how to put on dreadlocks. Well, I guess after my big mouth tonight, I got to learn that very fast on how to put on dreadlocks, because if I have to take your space on Goga's channel, then obviously I have to learn how to do dreadlocks, right? Or the Rastafari things or whatever. And yeah, I think I gotta do that. And I think I gotta find a way to put some Maria style on my luxurious body. And yeah, you can stay behind the screen, Charity. Come on, don't don't give me that cheap excuses now, honey. Don't give me that cheap excuses now. Come on, off you go. Microphone on, up to the backstage. Come on, off you go. Otherwise, Maria will not come. Period. I mean, don't know if she doesn't come, but she will not appear here on the screen. I will not let Maria on the screen before you didn't pop up here and at least say hello. Rules are rules. And as you're a pseudo lawyer, you should know how to follow them. So, no, Maria is not helping you. You were mean to her before, Even if I didn't react on that, I read everything that you wrote, wrote to her, Not buying her a coffee, but letting her drink the shabby stuff or whatever. I saw it all, My eyes are always open, I can see. I hardly ever comment the chat, as you guys know, but that, Charity, my receipts. That is my receipts on you. That is everyone's receipts on you, because we all have that in writing. Oh, Charity, if you're coming or not, you're the invisible one anyway, so why do I even bother? Maria, you need to be careful what you're writing here. Oh, Jesus, I gotta be shot tonight. You really need to be more careful what you write in the chat here. You know why? If Charity helps herself with the love handles, we will never see her in the chat here again, because she will be busy both-handed but not on the keyboard. I'm just saying. And it is just that I just wanted to make sure that Charity, Maria doesn't need you anymore. Not after what you did to her tonight. You manslaughtered her publicly. I wanted to give you a coffee, but I don't drink your shabby stuff there. And after all the support, you were pretty bitchy tonight. And in my chat to her, come up and confess your sins. And as you're not going to be on camera, it would be like me doing that in church in a closed room with a wall in between us, so that I cannot see who is actually talking to me. So come on, off you go. There. Somewhere there is the button to. No, sorry. Up there is the chat. The link is pinned. There's no excuse. And this is the biggest sin already. You're lying to me even before you come up here. I have no sins? Oh, come on. You sinned 3 or 4 times towards Maria. I saw that. I went to an institution a long time ago called school. And guess what? They taught me how to read and how to write. You know, they taught me how to read and how to write. And obviously, I read everything that you wrote in here. Everything. Mhm. So Kappas is not here to be roasted, so tonight is your turn. So what can I do? You beg for it. You beg for it. And so, you see, come on. So listen, this is what's going to happen, Cha-Cha. I'll ask Maria to remove your jacket from her channel. And if you don't come up here and I come to Maria's place later, when I raid her and stuff like that, you know what I'm going to do with your tiny little ass? Out. Time out for, let's see, depending on your behavior now. Maria, remember, right? Remove jacket from Charity She for at least for my moment when I come to yours later. I want to have some fun too. I didn't kick out someone from someone's channel for a long time. I'm just realizing I was too busy producing music. But yeah, I will time your ass out. The rest can stay. Don't worry about that. So that your alternative breathings you can do somewhere else. But no worries. I'll do it gently so that you fall in a soft space or something. I don't know. We will see. Depends on your behavior, my darling. It depends on your behavior. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, no, we're good. Yeah, but they will not protect you from anything there anymore. Then, once it's done, it's done. Matter of fact, it is how it is, my darling. It is how it is. And what I can tell you is you need to be visible to at least the nice people. And I consider myself the nice people. And I don't need to see it. What I think would be just very much appreciated, I'm not going that far, but what I think would be nice to, and Charity, come on, you know how to reach out to me. You could at least say hello somewhere, and I wouldn't even tell anyone, especially not to the yellow press or something. Just profile stuff. There's certain ways to reach out and at least say hello. That would be very nice. And then I might consider, maybe, but only maybe, I will consider to not time you out in the nearest future in someone else's channel. The good thing is here I have the power to do that, right? Here I can even time out blue names. Charity, what would you think to hop up the panel and say hello for your own safety? No, I'm not like that. No. The thing is, actually, Maria, I know I have kicked out some people from your channel in the past as a little battle with Charity or Nechovi, but I have realized, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I had my very first time out on my very own channel ever. I have timed out one person from my channel so far, and that was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Sensational feeling to do that, because that was really a butthole. But yeah, I just realized that that I really did that. That I really timed out one person on my channel so far. Charity, come on, don't. In that moment, it felt right, because it was he was really an asshole, to be honest, and I felt like there wasn't even a funny troll or something. Those people who I always make jokes of when I see them on Maria's channel, hey, Maria's phone number is easy, 1-800, send super chat or something like that. What I always do. No, that person wasn't even funny. It was not even worth to stay to make jokes of. No, and well, what do you mean? Come on, Cha-Cha, off you go. because he was really bad behaved and said weird things, and I don't know, I just was like, come on, not tonight. And he didn't have a blue jacket, and first time on the channel, and boom, off you go. And a couple of weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? There was something else happening. I didn't time that person out, but that was kind of weird, funny. So I was thinking about leaving a comment on his channel, but I didn't. I felt like not worth it. I was playing a set. I was playing a DJ set, and people were having fun doing the dancing emojis like always, and all the usual routine. Nate Chubby was there and stuff, and other people were there, coming in and out, and doing that. And what happened was that all of a sudden, some random person came in and was like, "No, I cannot listen to this amateur DJ set." And I was like, do I know you? Have I ever seen you before? What in the Lord's name? So, and then he was like, "Why do you play loops all the time?" And I was like, "What? Bro, do you know anything about DJing? Obviously, you mix things in and stuff like that." And then I think I didn't time him out, but I wrote like, "Hey, bro, I'm DJing and I'm doing my best here, so at least don't crucify me," or something like that. And I was like, let's let me have that moment. Let me have my peace and let me play my music and stuff. So next day, well, the day after the live thing happened, the chat is available again on. You can rewatch the chat. And I was like, wait, it was relatively in the beginning. So let me see where that guy is. Went to his channel, and he claimed on his channel, he claimed to be from wherever, somewhere in France, I believe, with 20 plus years experience of DJing. And I was like, okay, let's have a look on his 20 years experience of DJing. He had 3 videos on. I mean, I'm not a videographer, obviously, and I don't have the best video quality and not the best equipment. But so he had 2 videos on. One was 7 minutes, one was 2 minutes. In his channel biography, the channel thing that you can do, he wrote that he has 20 plus years experience of professional DJing. And I was like, okay, let me have a look at that professional DJ, because I know I'm not a professional DJ, but I'm trying to be as good as I possibly can. Mina! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Queen of Beauty is in the house. Hello. Happy Friday, my dear. And let me just give you the blue jacket right away. And there you go. Mina in the building. Oh, that's an honor. So I went to this. I come to you in a second. Let me just finish the story. So I went to this channel, watched the first video, and that was some garden party where he played 90s, Dr. Alban, Hathaway, that kind of stuff, like, "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me." And I was like, Lord have mercy over my ears. Really? But he considered himself some techno DJ or whatever, 20 years plus experience. And I was like, yep, Hathaway. It's super techno, absolutely. It is absolute super techno. And I was like, you cannot be freaking serious. I don't want to use the F word too many times, but I was like, what in the Lord's name? And then I saw the second video. Now, you guys know when I do my live set, I have my DJ equipment here, camera is up there. The second one, this one here, I put a little bit more away so that you can see me. And then you see me waving, doing my thing with one hand and all that stuff. But the other one is fixed on the DJ stuff. And I know it is relatively dark when I do that, but that's also because I have these lights, this disco lights on my curtain. Now, he had this blurry video thing that was fixed half on his whatever equipment he had. Total blurry picture, but the sound was like, oh Lord have mercy. Why would I would have never, I would have been ashamed. And I'm not a professional at all. I'm just, trying to make the things as good as I possibly can within my opportunities. I was like, you cannot be seriously putting that video up. Do you know when you have music on your speakers, right? And you have a very deep bass or bass drum and kick drums, bass kick drum and stuff like that, and you pull up the sound too loud, then the sound goes like, and that was exactly what I heard on that video. When the sound is over, I don't know how to say, when the sound is too much. And I was like, bro, you cannot be serious. You cannot be serious having this on a video, but stating in your profile 20 years of experience in professional techno DJing. And I was like, all right. I mean, I'm usually not pesting against other people, and I'm not even mentioning his name. I even forgot it, to be perfectly honest. And I was really tempted. Shall I write a nice comment like, wow? I was really thinking like, let me write a comment, something like, wow, I have never on YouTube seen such a professional performance like this one. I was really tempted to do so, but since he was on my live stream not even 24 hours before, I think he would have known that this might be a bit not too serious, to say the least. And I was like, I'm gonna take this off because no one is up there anyway. So I was like, seriously, 20 plus years of professional DJ experience in techno? Hallelujah. No, I mean, I would never consider myself the super pro. Jesus, this is what headphones do. You see, I don't need a wig anymore. I just need my headphones. You see that? Got a new hairstyle now. Mina Beauty, I'm a competitor now for your channel. You see, I have my hair beauty done in 2 seconds, just wearing my headphones. So, but on a serious note, I felt like misplaced when I went to that particular channel. I felt like kind of misplaced. I was like, nah, you don't even deserve a comment, or you don't even deserve a dislike. You do not even deserve a dislike. So no, not my cup of tea at all. So in the end of the day, no. Nate Chovy then asked me why I didn't time that guy out, and I was like, why? You know, I gave him my comment. Hey, like, I'm not looping, I'm DJing and stuff like that. You know, just leave me alone. And interestingly, he left by himself and he never came back, I believe. Maybe he was just bored, or he was a bit jealous that his channel was so professional. I have no idea. And Charity, by the way, this, just me talking doesn't mean you don't have to pop up here. Come on. We're still waiting for you. We're still waiting for you, Charity. Cha-cha, Charity She, the invisible one. Come on. Get up here. Say hello. Nobody is gonna eat you, so don't worry about that. And you just need to come up here. Stream, StreamYard, up there, the link. Tap it and get it behind you so that you're done. Then you can take it off your bucket list, so to speak. Then you have had the opportunity to speak with the one and only, so to speak. The one and only Father Ragus. Guys, is there anyone here around still? Because only Nightbot is talking to me at the moment. So just a little sign of life, maybe, if someone is nice enough to do so, that would be very, very nice. So that I know that people are still alive here, that I don't have to call the ambulance after all, and knowing that you guys are still here. That would be great. That would be very good. And having said that, well, yeah, okay, that is my new, I think that is kind of my official title. That is my official title, the Father Mess. And yeah, it is how it is. And but then again, it is kind of my DNA now on YouTube, I believe, to have the opportunity to also be a father mess. It's a nice role, which I was given by the others, and nevertheless, I actually take that with pride, because then I don't have to reveal anything private about me, because I'm in the father role and everything is cool. So it is how it is, and yeah, I see where other people are hiding and hoping for some extra dollars. So let them have some fun. But in the end of the day, it is Friday after all, and I really appreciate being here. And I thought I did that I think I did that very spontaneously tonight. And yeah, Chidime, hello, my darling. How are you? Nice to be back. Are they on a commercial break on the other side, or what's up? You can do. No, I cannot, because then you would need more love handles. I cannot really take responsibility for that. So in the end of the day, no, I cannot do that tonight. I cannot do a 360. I'm sorry. Not for free, But maybe when I'm monetized, then we can discuss super chats or something like that. No, I cannot do a 360. I'm sorry. I cannot do that. If I start that, then you have to do that too. No, Chacha is gone. Chacha is not here anymore. Chacha is in the bushes somewhere. She's not coming back. She's scared. So, Chidime, my darling, how are you doing? How is everything with the new phone? Did you get it yet, actually? I don't even know. I just heard that there was some money transferred, but did you get your phone yet? Did you buy it? Does it work? Were you able to create content yet? Or how does it go? It would be great to have an update on that, because I think last week was a very big moment, and always good to see people smiling when things happening as they should happen and as they were. Okay, tomorrow morning, right? I'm looking forward to that videos. I'm looking forward to the video. You should actually, Chidime, you should actually do a video when your new phone is unpacked. Tell the story about the old phone and why it didn't work anymore and stuff like that, so that people actually understand what that happened. Favorite me. Who is actually favored me? Who is favored me? Come on. Who is favored me? Reveal yourself, because I know that I know you from, most likely I know you, but who is favored me? Is I know I think I'm pretty sure it's a ninja, but I don't get it. I don't get the context who that is. So favored me. Come on, tell me who you are, please. And I mean, at least I said please, right? So at least I said please. Yeah, Chidime, more than welcome. And again, make sure that you are do a video. Show the old phone, tell the people what happened, and then you have some content. You can upload it. It doesn't have to be like 5 hours, but put a content for like 10 minutes or something, and then you can tell the story behind the story, so that people understand why it was so important to have that change. Because I remember we had quite some discussions on those things, and it's always good to see when things happening that they're actually happening. That's always good to know, and always good to see that. And on the other hand, yeah, I know it is Friday evening, so tomorrow is a big day, right? So tomorrow you're going to buy your phone. Great. So, favored, come on, tell me who you are, please. Unless I have totally missed it, and it was said here before. So, my ask is to kindly please reveal who you are. I know it's a ninja account, but at least then I know who I have to thank for being here and being so kind to spend some time. Maria, by the way, you said you're going to start cooking. What you're going to eat? What's for dinner tonight? What is for dinner? Oh, Agatha. Oh, so she heard all the praisings that I talked about. So you heard about the praisings that I did about you, right? Earlier tonight. I think I know where they are. I know why she's here with a ninja. It's Friday after all. And even though he started very late, he is doing a shake thing, so obviously. But Agatha, so I think you heard everything I said about you tonight in this live stream. And I think yeah, I can say I meant every single word that I said. She's not hearing it most likely right now because they're all busy shaking and stuff like that. So yeah, it is how it is. But on the other hand, it is that those people are very unique. Not unique, very rare. I have to admit. Those things not happening too often, and those appreciations are not coming to no meat. I know it's Friday, right? So it's fish, or what you're going to do with it? Or is it just rice and potatoes? Well, you know, it is Friday. He started extremely late, so it is how it is. What can we do? And people are always after the money. They go where the money goes. And I'm very blessed that tonight people are staying here, actually, and I really appreciate that. So in the end of the day, it is very nice that people are still here tonight. Even though it was not announced, it was relatively spontaneous, but I do appreciate that indeed, I have to say. And I do not take it for granted, especially not on a Friday night. But yeah, it is how it is. So, Chidi May, tell me something, or tell us something. You have now, tomorrow you're going to purchase your new phone, as far as I understand. So, thank you, Agatha. That is good to know. I'll tell you the dress code tomorrow. So, lime beans is great. Lime beans is great. So, tell me something. What is sensei? That is when copy and paste doesn't work, darling. No, but Chidi May, tell me something. Have you got any idea already of the first video that you're going to do for your channel in regards of Jesus, in regards of content? What topics are you going to strive? Any idea? I would really like to be interested to know that. I'm not waiting for Chacha anymore. She's not existing here. She's invisible. And she's not coming up. She's not even saying hello. So why bothering? I hardly ever felt so ignored in my own channel, like from Charity She. I really have to say. And it makes me sad. I know that you're not on the shaky thing. What do you mean you're not on the shaky thing? Wait. Are you sure you're not on the shaky thing? Are you sure you're not on the shaky thing? Should I go and look? No. No, don't worry. Agatha, I'm just joking. You're a free person. You can go wherever you want. And no worry about that. No worry about that. And so don't worry about that. Charity. I'm not that cheap. I'm not that cheap. No. I'm not that cheap, my darling. You want to give me a hug? Tap the link. You can leave it without camera, but tap the link, come and say hello. I don't take hugs from invisible people because invisible people cannot hug. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, sister? You know what I'm saying? So, and Maria would actually, help me with that. So, you want to give me a kiss on my cheek after you play with your love handles? Seriously? I don't even know if you wash your hands, so I'm a good boy. Well, at least I pretend to sometimes that I'm a good boy. So there's nothing happening in the backstage room, so come on, my darling, say hello to the father. Well, that's what they all say after that. The question is, was the love handle artificial or was it naturally? Because if it was naturally, I believe brushing teeth once is not enough, I'm afraid. Lord have mercy over myself. Nah, my love handles, a Charity, come on, darling, I'm not that cheap. How can you do anything like that if you're not even on camera? You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? So, do the first step first. Come up here and say hello. Look, Agatha last week, she did that. She was even already sleeping. She already laid in bed and she came up here and said hello, And, at the end of the day, easy thing to do to say hello. Nobody was biting Agatha. There was no elephants running behind her, And Agatha came up here last week and said hello. Already ready to sleep. And, but she still came up here and said hello. In the end of the day, Charity, take the good example from Agatha. Be polite. Come up here and say hello. So, nobody bit her. Nobody slapped her. Nobody asked her to do a 360. Nobody asked her to show her toenails or whatever on my channel. Never. We had a good laugh, I have to say. We had a good laugh. And the end of the day, that is what this channel is all about. To have a good time, hopefully, to give you some good moments if I can. And but that is also participation from others involved. And if I see that people are coming back here and there, and it's really nice. And those who don't, I've kind of sorted out my brain. I gave a clear statement on that at the very beginning, I think, and not going to repeat myself on that. And in the end of the day, brothers and sisters, Charity, we are not leaving. I'm not going to let you out this channel, and I'm not going to allow you to go to Maria's channel before you not came up here. Top there. Tap the link and come say hello. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And come on, Chacha, come on. You see, Agatha, do you want to show her how that works? Do you want to show Charity how it works? To pop up here and say hello, or are you shy now all of a sudden as well? Oh yes, Maria, that is so true. The red light, I cannot use the word red light district, but the red room of Agatha, that was indeed, let's say, inspiring. And it was a funny moment, I have to say. And obviously, Agatha, you know how I'm not meaning it. So no worries. I'm not starting to be offensive right now. So everything cool. So, but Agatha, if you want, link is still there. You know the procedure. You were the first one doing that last week. So come up here and say hello if you want to. And no, Charity, Maria will not hold your hands either because your love handles were with too much Diddy oil tonight. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Remedies. Good evening. Hi, Mandy. How are you doing? Happy Friday night or or Saturday morning, wherever you are. But actually, it's Saturday morning, as well. So, and I know Agatha has got this ability, and that is not very often. If she sleeps, whenever she hears her name, she's fully awake. She wrote that in the chat last week, but obviously she when I then jokingly said her name like 45 minutes later, she said, "Yeah, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here." I was like, "Oh, geez, she really is like awake like a split second after the name is there." Wow. Mandy, how's you doing? How was your week? How was your week? How is your weekend start going on? How is everything going? And yeah, exactly. That's what I realized last week, Agatha. That is what I so realized last week when you were all of a sudden, whoops, you were back. So, Chidi, I have a question. You said you're going to get the phone tomorrow. Do you know already what phone you're going to get? Or it will not be a techno one again, I hope, right? It will be another one, I hope. Because I wouldn't think with the techno one was not the best idea to get that. So I hope you get one that you can do also content with, and that you have a longer time to live with, or that the phone lives longer with you than the one that you have now. I had to drink a little water. Sorry for that. But 3 hours make thirsty. So in the end, it is how it is. So Chidi, do you already know which phone you're going to get? Very great. So, Mandy, since you are here just now, maybe you would like to tell me something, one thing, just one thing, what I would like to know from you right now, Mandy. What was your personal highlight of the week? Obviously, besides saying hello to me and meeting me in my home. So, I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. I really appreciate that. So, what is your highlight of the week? Again, beside being in this unholy place on a Friday night, what is the most highlight that you had this week? My highlight, I can say, definitely was two things. So I had a great conversation at work with a colleague about a non-work related topic. That was really good. And the second one was actually today that with Agatha, that I have to say, and I mentioned that already before, that all of a sudden, out of the blue, with not having expected that at all, having the message from her today that there's a WhatsApp group that she has created, that people actually who are not monetized are in that WhatsApp group and now helping each other with the channels and letting the channels run, which I really appreciate so big time, because I don't take that for granted, and I didn't see that coming at all. And Agatha, thank you so much again for doing that. That is really a great and unique initiative, and that is good. Mandy, that is extremely good. Making peace with your friend is extremely important. I hope the dispute before was not too big, because sometimes I know it takes a lot of energy to get up and make peace with someone who, let's say, the relationship was not the best with the time before. So very, very good for you. Congratulations. And I hope that you guys are going to remain friends and or come back closer together as friends. And because friendship is, for many people, unfortunately, totally underrated these days. So I think it is great to read something like that. For 2 years. Jeez. Was it a dispute before, or was it just like a cutoff? Like, haven't seen that person for 2 years and didn't bother or something? I never had that in my life. So for me, it is like when I cut off a friendship, it's done. It's gone. Then I'm gone too. I never ghost, but then I say when I say goodbye, it's a goodbye. All right, that was a dispute. I hope that you guys were really able to put it to the graveyard. I mean, the dispute, not you, your friend, hopefully. That could also be a way of peace, right? But I hope that you put that dispute underneath the tombstone and that is gone, because disputes are never good. We only live once, and we learn our lessons. And I hope that dispute is now off the clock in the best meaning of the way. So that is great to hear. Congratulations to that. And I don't know who started with talking again, if it was you or your friend, but both of you sat down and the dispute is gone, hopefully. And I wish that it would not be rewarmed like many people do, unfortunately, so that you guys can be friends again. Because friendship is very important. I mean, I'm talking about true friendship. And honestly, talking about that and making friends, I'm very easy to talk to, but not necessarily easy to be a close friend with, because when you get older, when you live your life, then you start getting picky on certain things. And friendship is one of those things where I'm getting really, really picky on the older you get, because the years that you have are getting less, and you want to spend the time, which is short enough anyway. You want to spend the time with valuable people and with trustworthy people, and therefore I have to say, again, congratulations that it is done. But also, I think it is great for your own sake that whatever the dispute was about, that you took the first step and said, come on, let's get it off the plate. We're all old enough. Let's talk about that like adults. And then, get it off the plate. And when you get it off the plate, then, get that done. Good step. Good step. Because I think one has to reach out the hand first place for a handshake. And if you did that, good for you. I'm really good for you. Really good for you. And in the end of the day, peace is the best thing to happen. And it is not to be taken for granted either, because, unfortunately, these days, peace has gone very fast, as we see all over the news. Yeah. Hey, Mandy, tell me something, please. I read your profile and stuff. I'm there and checked it, but I didn't really see that. So please, I hope you don't mind me asking. Can you tell me where in Nigeria you're based, or am I totally? Did you tell me that before and I'm just totally forgetting it? And if I have asked before and I'm asking you again, my apologies. Then it's my age. It's this is getting white. It's always a good excuse. So. Just asking out of curiosity. I think you know that I used to live in Nigeria for a while. So, yeah. And by the way, if anyone else is here in the bushes, at least say hello so that I know that you guys are still here and alive and stuff like that. So that I don't miss out on anything. And yeah, just that you guys know. Yeah, I know that you're based in Nigeria. That's what I saw, but I wanted to ask you what part? Like, in what part of Nigeria are you based? Is it like the south, the north? I used to live in Warri when I was a kid. So I used to live in Warri in the south, Delta State, long time ago. I'll do a Nigeria special sometimes. And tell a bit more about my time over there, give you some South. All right. Far from Warri? I was like in the Warri, Port Harcourt area back then. Just that you geographically know. South, help me out. Is there a bigger town nearby that I should know? And okay, got that. Yeah, okay. I know where that is. At least on the map. I've never been there, but I briefly know where that is. Oh, welcome to the channel, sister. You know, Weibo Pepe is talking to you in a very peaceful way. So, Weibo Pepe Igo Yellow Momo. I never forget that one. So, still eating yam and gari on a regular basis. So, you know what I'm saying, sister. And oh, by the way, on Chili May's channel, when was it, like a week ago? I think it was. It was awesome to see that that you have that Chili May was cooking yam and eating yam on her channel, and I felt like, yep, being home again. There you go. So it is how it is. Yeah. So therefore, no, yeah, Mandy, I'm serious. I really love eating yam, gari, and stuff like that. But obviously, the Oibo Pepe, I knew very soon what that was all about. But yeah, it is how it is. And I just think I learned another lesson tonight. So, but talking about that, yeah, it was always Oibo Pepe. Ego yellow, more. That is what they were all saying. Yeah, and I got Maria. If you're still here, I think yes, we are. Yes, we are. Thanks for nothing. So, what can I say? I've the good thing is these days, Mandy. Well, I said that a couple of weeks ago on Goga's channel. When we were in Nigeria from 81 to 84, that's a long time ago, obviously, there were no African shops in Germany back then. So when we came back to Germany, there was no plantain, there was no cassava, there was no papaya you could buy, but not from Nigeria. There was no gari, there was no yam, there was nothing, right? So over the years, many people from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and so on came to Europe to live here. A lot of people also in Germany. Actually, in Munich, where I live, we have quite a big African so we have the thing that that we have this that there are African shops now. So you can buy gari, you can buy yam, you can buy cassava in some shops. Not always, but sometimes you can buy plantains, and you can prepare the wonderful thing that and so therefore that was it, and then I love that food. I have to say, I really love African food, but not too spicy. Still, Oibo Pepe. Otherwise, it is going burning twice. Oibo Pepe, Igo Yellow Momo. Yeah. Yeah. what can I say? Sorry, I had to write that real quick. That was important for me to say that. And in the end of the day, those things are important as well. Communication is everything. Communication is the key. So, Mandy, since I haven't seen you often here in the house, tell me something about your favorite food, your favorite Nigerian dish that you like to prepare. What is your favorite Nigerian dish? Is it like yam gari and the soup with it, or fufu, or oh, by the way, t-shirt says it all, right? Fufu Afrobeat. There you go. I don't wear that just for fun. It is like my inner beauty, so to speak. I always call myself part-time African. Afang soup. Okay, great. I always call myself part-time African, not as a joke, but I mean, I think, I said that many times to people who are here. I said that to Chidi. I said that to Maria, that I feel like a part-time African because I feel more like normal when I'm surrounded by African people because I understand their vibes because I used to live there. And I think only if you lived in Africa, regardless the country, if you lived in Africa, especially as a kid, you adopt those vibes. And when you have those vibes, then you take things in life a lot easier. But yeah, in the end of the day, those things are very, very life. How do I say that? A big part of my life, and it's like a stamp on like a branding on the body, or if that makes sense, that it is for me in my heart. So those times, Agatha, you're still alive? Yeah, I'm just saying that it is a branding for my heart, and people who come from Africa. And I recently had a meeting 2 weeks ago with Ifani, and who is also on YouTube, and who is a Nigerian artist, musician, and creator of sculptures and pictures. Very good artist, very good man. Agatha, sorry, I'm just playing around. And since you didn't want to come up here, I just want to check if you're still alive. So, yeah, so I was just like thinking that it is always good to have those vibes again. And Ifani was a cool guy and was a great host at his place. I drove there like roughly an hour and a half, an hour 3/4. And it was a very nice area where he lives, also in Bavaria, so not far from here. It's roughly an hour, I think. It's roughly an hour where he lives from here. And very nice area, very nice guy, and a very cool guy. I think most of you guys met him already on Goga's channel or something. And yeah, I'm always happy to be surrounded by African people in real life, and as well as also online. And I always jokingly, when I speak with Goga about certain things, I always jokingly call myself the minority, because I think I was the first European, Caucasian, whatever skin color person being on his Sunday service as the main guest, so to speak. And that was really cool. Yeah. Thank you, Mina. Thank you so much indeed. I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming and appreciating your like and also your appearance. And take a seat, grab some popcorn, or if you want, what you can do up there is a link that says the World of Ragus StreamYard link. If you pop up there, if you want to come and pop up here on the screen, feel free to do so and say hello so we can have a real-time conversation. Nate Chovy is back. Hello. Wonder where you was. Running for the money. Ooh. But thank you for coming and really appreciating it. And yeah, so it is Saturday morning now, kind of. What time is it? I don't even know. Let me have a look. Oh wow, 1:38. Okay. So yeah, 1:38 in the morning. It's almost 3 hours 20 minutes, and yeah, I know. Oh, don't worry about that. You can sleep as much as you want. Sleep is important. I know that if I called a certain name now, she would be waking up, but I will not bother her anymore. I did that once. Now for tonight, that's enough. Then that from a certain point, it's not a joke anymore. So, Agatha, sleep well. And so, good night, Chidi May. Have a good night. Sleep well. Happy shopping tomorrow for your phone. And make sure that you do a video as quick as you possibly can so that people see that you are doing content again. I think that is great for everyone who was part of the story. So great to do that. And yeah, so that would be really cool. And having said that, Agatha, sleep well, have sweet dreams. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the initiative. I really appreciate that. And I'll make it good on you one day. Don't worry about that. I'm not those things I never forget. Those things I never forget. And therefore, you have a good night's sleep as well. Have sweet dreams and a very safe and healthy wake up tomorrow. Same to you. Chidi May, have a good shopping tomorrow. I think it will be a big day for you, and will be a big day for you to have a new phone that you can finally do other content with rather than being live. We are all looking forward to that, and having the opportunity to see more of your environment, maybe of the village and stuff. That will be good. So Chidi May, have a good sleep. She will not sleep anyway because she will be so excited going to get a new phone tomorrow. So, yeah. Mandy, I don't know if you are aware about the community of ours. I know you have a blue name, so you have been here before, but most likely when I was DJing or something. So, we all those people that you see here in the chat, there are not many people here now because there's only like 9 viewers or something as far as I see, but there's this huge community behind that we are all part of. Okay, you're aware. Okay, cool. So this is what we do. We support each other, and there are some people who support more. Some other people don't have too much time to support big time, but they do as much as they can. Most of us have full-time jobs anyway, so I let my ninjas usually run during the day. So, but on the other hand, there's always someone supporting with watch hours and stuff like that. So if you ever need something like that, you let us know. You let us know, and therefore, let me have a look on something real quick before I totally forget that. So, oh yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. And yeah, I would have loved to have some people coming from somewhere else, but maybe next time. But really happy to have you here. And yeah, the community is doing an amazing job indeed. But well, I've realized that talking about being unfiltered. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I usually don't yawn on camera. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive. So what I've realized is that there are some people, and this is not only me, but this is also considering other channels, that there's some people who are always there, and there are some people who are always there when they need something. So considering tonight, knowing who was here most of the time, or still is here, even though in the bushes now because of whatever thing, those people are always around, not only on my channel, also on others. and those are the channels that I frequently visit as well. So yeah, but it's always, but then you also find out very fast who is a real friends, and that's good to know. So yeah, guys, I will slowly start looking who is actually live, because it's been now almost exactly 3.5 hours. So let me at least briefly have a look on who is live and who is awake and who is actually live. That is always the question these days. Who is actually live in regards of live, so that we don't miss the opportunity to at least make someone happy if possible and where applicable, so that we can do some things, some secret for some smile for someone good. But I want to have someone who is live and who is not just hiding in disguise, so to speak. So let me have a look on who. Okay. All right. So I think I know who we're gonna raid, and yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that, but not right now. I'm gonna stay for one more Siggy, and then I think after 3.5 hours, that it then will be. It's a good time to also hit the road and say good night, or actually good morning, because it is like 1:45, and sometimes even the father needs some sleep. Obviously, knowing and very happy that you guys were here and still are. Again, I don't take that for granted. And Chacha, who you're asking if we're still friends? You're asking Maria after all you did to her tonight, or who you asking? Who are you asking if we are still friends? I hope you did not have the balls to ask that to Maria now. After you said to her that, you wouldn't give her fresh coffee because of whatever. Look, Charity, how can I be friends to an invisible person? How can I possibly be friends with an invisible person? You may still call me Ragus. That permission I can give you, but anything else, as long as you don't pop up here, or as long as you don't say hello to me elsewhere so that I actually know who I'm talking to, I can hardly say someone friends. You have to earn that, you have to earn that. Like anything else in life. And as you said, you're an advocate or a lawyer or whatever you are, you should know the rules by that. So, write me a letter. I know you will never say hi to me because you promised me that 2 or 3 times already and it never happened. So, you know what I'm saying? And okay, well, let me find the timeout. Where is it? Where's the timeout for Charity She? Where is the timeout for Charity She? 1 second. I have to sort that out real quick. Now, you will not time me out on my channel, darling. Not in my channel. Okay, let me get this off. Right. So, anyway, guys, I have set the rate. We're going to visit. Let me see, just to make sure that I don't miss out. On anyone more important, but as far as I see, nope, for sure not anymore. You never again, as a matter of fact. Not mentioning names, you know what I mean, but some people know who I'm talking about. So that is a no-go. That is a definite no-go. That is an absolute no-go. So yeah, we're gonna stay where we are. Okay. So who are we gonna visit? Who we're gonna visit is to at least say a quick hello. Is going to be. Why is that? Oh no! Oh, I'm on the. I would have almost been on the wrong thing. Oh. See, good that I double checked. Let me check that again. Let me just make sure. But why? That is weird. Now, is she live or not? Yeah, she is actually. Yeah, okay. So we're going to visit. Bear with me one second. So we're going to say hello to Everything Africa with Oma, because Everything with Africa with Oma, she is online and she has a few visitors as well. And I think she could do with a couple more. And by the way, on Tuesday, me and Africa with Oma are going to sit down on our channels and say hello to the world together, because we're going to actually be having a little discussion about a couple of things that are diverting Europe and Africa and stuff. And having said that, it would be cool to have that, done. So I would like to close this session with a personal note. And some of the people here in the chat know what I'm talking about. I've learned 2 lessons today, actually. One I was talking about to a certain person this afternoon, and one I was talking about to just right now. So that I've learned that giving does not necessarily mean that you also receive, which is normal to happen on one hand, but on the other hand is also not necessarily what I was hoping or accepting or expecting. Nevertheless, lesson learned. So I know where to route my energy to in the future. And I hope that those lessons do not have to be learned by others in the amount that I learned it just today twice. So that's why I can for sure say those people who come here on a regular basis, those people who also are in contact with me as friends outside YouTube, in all honesty, like also criticizing me when necessary, I do appreciate each and every one of those, because those are friends and those are not asking for anything in return, but just being friends. And I do the same way around. So therefore, I do appreciate that, and I'm really grateful for that. And I would like to say thank you for those, because that is something I'm definitely not taking for granted anymore. But I also learned my lesson in regards of that. So I will focus a lot more on other people's channels now and not going to certain channels that much anymore, because obviously it seems that is not needed, or if then the expectations are way too weird. So thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, each and every one of you, especially as it was not a scheduled live session, but it was a spontaneous setup. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and wishing you all a great weekend ahead, a wonderful evening, wonderful night. Whoever gets some sleep. I know we're gonna see each other in the street anyway, sometimes this night, but also I'm a bit hungry and I want to eat something. So thank you very much for your time. We're gonna meet again in just a few seconds in All Africa with Oma and saying hello to her. Thank you guys for coming. And again, I really appreciating it. Wishing you a great weekend. We're gonna see you again soon. Wishing you good night. Saying good night and bye-bye.